in Berkeley, California.
You got it.
This one's for three. AJ Hawk, $5,000. USA! USA! USA!
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey!
Why?
Let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pig!
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people. And welcome to our humble abode, the DraftKings Thunderdome. On this Monday Night Football Thursday, August 20th, 2026, this sports program begins now. Football is the absolute greatest, and preseason week 2 begins this evening as we have the Texans and the Raiders and the Niners and the Chargers kicking off a full preseason slate. Tonight, I think, is going to be spectacular. San Francisco 49ers will be led by Brock Purdy.
Ooh. Okay.
He'll get to start. Who knows how many series is? Probably not many, but we shall at least see Brock Purdy on a football field. And maybe when we see Mike Evans, I see he's got those little pants on. He looks tall.
Running fast.
He looks really tall, really athletic, sweet tats all over his leg. He's obviously rolling. Brock Purdy will take on Justin Herbert. Herbert will get at least one series. Obviously, we talked to a dejected head coach of the Chargers and Jim Harbaugh just yesterday as Tyler, you going to lay down, bud? You going to lay down? Well, you going to lay down here, dude? It's Take Blue to Work Day today, okay?
Yeah,
he
yeah.
wanted to celebrate preseason week 2 happening. Blue, obviously, Blue Healer / something. They say maybe Pyrenees. They say maybe German Shepherd. Not 100% sure. Yeah,
Good
that's downward dog right there.
stretch. Yeah.
That's downward dog right there. And we're looking for the dogs tonight that are going to be competing in preseason week 2 because it's not just obviously Chargers and Niners. We got Fernando Mendoza playing a good amount tonight. If you listen to what Clint Kubiak had to say. Now, everything's situational. You know what happens around him, how he does. Is he getting blown up? Is he not getting blown up? Will obviously depend on how the number 1 overall pick plays. And Kirk Cousins, we don't know. We have no idea if Kirk Cousins is going to make any appearances. C.J. Stroud will be playing on the offensive side. We don't know how long. But on the defensive side, they're not playing anybody, it sounds like. So we got good on good for a couple minutes at least tonight. We got good on coming for at least a couple minutes tonight. And Monday Night Football kicks off their season. Troy and Joe will be on the call as the Monday Night Football crew will be starting their road to the Super Bowl in February in L.A. on ESPN and ABC. It's a special time to be alive. We're incredibly lucky to be here. We thank all of Yeah, we're talking to you too, Blue, for allowing us to do this for a living. The Talks Tip was here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. How's it been with Blue, and how do you feel about week 2 of preseason kicking off tonight?
It's been fantastic with Blue, especially just because, as soon as some people watching The Office, he barked pretty loudly. So it's nice to kind of have that in the kind of atmosphere. Everyone, early wake-up call, almost like a rooster in the morning, if you will. But I'm juiced. Week 2 is kind of the big week. We're seeing Stroud tonight. Stroud, it feels like the Texans, maybe not last year, but going into this year at least, Texans are definitely in it for the Super Bowl. And we're not going to see their defense, which is probably the strength of their team. But seeing C.J. Stroud, I know it kind of sucks. They just had their, one of their young stud wide receivers tear his ACL. But we get to see their superstar kind of rookie guard, Keelan Rutledge, that they're talking about being the leader of their entire O-line already, kind of similar to like a Gray Zabel from the Seahawks last year. Like, that'll be interesting to watch. And then Mendoza, of course. I don't know about the late game at 10 with Purdy and the Chargers.
10 o'clock start. We're going to be up all night.
Yeah, probably.
This is one of those things like the World Cup. I'm not going to watch Algeria take on whoever the hell it was at 11:30, and then it gets on. You hear the environment. It's like,
Yeah, I am.
you know what? My brain will kind of let that happen. All of a sudden, 10 becomes 11, 11 becomes midnight, midnight becomes 1. You think to yourself, God, we're right back in football season, are we not? But that late game, we're going to at least see Brock play, so that means we're probably going to see good offensive line play. Not putting Brock out there if the offensive line isn't good. And Trey Lance is potentially going to get an opportunity here to have a little spite after Justin Herbert gets out of the game. What are you expecting out of Justin Herbert and Brock Purdy? Just quick drives, let's kind of go through this entire thing, get out of the game?
Herbert, it feels like, especially after talking to Harbaugh yesterday, is more like, hey, why don't you get some reps with the center? Of course, Jim Harbaugh was very dejected, so I am looking forward to hopefully seeing some smiles out of Harbaugh on the sideline tonight, but probably a little bit of that, just kind of feeling it out, getting in sync. I mean, they still got their 2 tackles who they, Joe Alt being a top 10 pick, Rashawn Slater, who's been paid over $100 million, so they still have solid guys up there, but more reps with the center, and then Purdy, let's sling the ball out to some receivers. I don't know if Mike Evans is going to play.
I would assume not.
Yeah, I would assume not, but
he had those little baby shorts on.
Yeah, he did.
He had those little baby tights on.
Made him look cool.
They did. Made him look really tall. He looked like an actual giraffe with
Yeah.
how high the legs were. It was unbelievable. And I think just every clip we get of him in a San Francisco 49ers uniform is going to be weird for at least a little bit because how long he was obviously with the Bucs. Now he's a staple of the Bucs. I would want to show off, I guess, a cool thigh tat as well. If I was Mike Evans, you kind of do whatever you want whenever you have, 12 straight 1,000-yard seasons or whatever with 100 different quarterbacks. I'm excited for Brock Purdy to get to utilize all of his weapons. Christian McCaffrey, obviously not going to be playing. He's dealing with some stiffness, not contractitis. It is stiffness. If this wasn't like joint practices or a game, they say Christian McCaffrey would be out there. But we're going to have to see somebody if Brock Purdy's out there.
Yeah.
We're going to have to see somebody if Justin Herbert's out there. They're not just going to roll them out there with everybody. So I think with who we see playing and who's been announced as getting some reps, we should get pretty excited about good football tonight because preseason has been delivering to us. Now, we're 2-0 currently in preseason bets with the best sports book on earth, DraftKings. Now, if you're of age, DraftKings available in all 50 states. If you're of age and agree to gamble responsibly and not like an asshole, don't be an asshole and ruin it for everybody.
Yeah, it stinks.
You're not going to get rich, especially gambling in preseason games.
Absolutely.
You got to be super duper responsible. It is irresponsible of you to be an asshole to not gamble responsibly on actual preseason games. Let's all relax here, okay? but we should sprinkle a tiny little bit to have a little bit of interest, which is what sports gambling is supposed to be and what it will be for the next 100 years, hopefully, for an entire society. We have a team ride tonight. Let's go to one half of the hammer.
Dahn.
Cowboys AP Tone. Team ride tonight on DraftKings is not a boost. It's not a boost. No, but it is just something for us to certainly be watching for and pulling for.
Yeah, it's just something like we've done this for the last couple here for to start preseason. Undefeated, by the way, just as you said. Undefeated, 2-0. Undefeated, okay?
Now, were they minus 165? Sure.
One of them was.
Was there another one that was much better or better odds, but not like crazy odds? Sure. Minus 155 currently and changing. Supposed to happen. We understand it's supposed to happen, which is why this is what we're doing for preseason.
They're trying to win.
We just need one here. Now, is there a chance that Fernando has a tough go because of Houston Texans defense,
No.
even if it's not the...
Okay.
Okay. All right, that's how you feel.
Fuck it.
Okay, I like that that's how you feel. But the Houston Texans defense, I know their studs aren't going to be playing, but it's still good defense. Like the
it's
scheme's
great. Yeah,
good, the people they're getting are good, the way they attack is good. D'Amico Ryan's obviously a massive brain, so he's going to have something for Fernando, even though it's only his second preseason game. So one touchdown pass by Fernando Mendoza is not a lock. It is not a guarantee.
No.
But if you are of age and agreed to gamble responsibly, that's what we're riding with tonight. How come? Why are we riding with that?
Yeah, you're right. The Texans defense, it's a culture thing. It's obviously not just their starters. They have great depth there as well. It's why they're one of the best defenses in the NFL. Nando went out last week and he did it. Kubiak earlier this week that he expects to see a lot of Fernando in this game. Not sure if Kirk's going to go at all. So, just like obviously, Kubiak wants Fernando to do well. He's going to dial up things for Fernando to do well. I don't know if they're game planning for this, but they're going to run stuff that Fernando likes in this situation. He got one for us last week. I mean, DJU got one last week against his Texans defense, so there's nothing saying that Fernando can't tonight. And it's just a great thing to watch 1.1 in this last year's draft go out there and root for him. Okay?
Yeah, 1 for 1 here. Number 1 overall pick just needs one touchdown pass for us as a team to go ahead and win. And we will hammer Dahn! Hopefully a undefeated start to our relationship with DraftKings, the best sports book on earth. Once again, available in all 50 states. If you're of age and agreed to gamble responsibly, come join us with DraftKings. And if you know that you're not going to be able to do it responsibly, please, for the good of sport, don't do it.
Take a hike.
Unless you're a bad person.
Just do something else. Just do something else. Figure out another way to scratch the itch. We just don't need you doing this because obviously we would like this to be something that is a benefit to sports watching and not a detriment to society. So let's not be assholes. Let's be responsible. You're not going to become a bazillionaire. I think only like one guy in the history of sports gambling has been able to figure it out so well to get rich. But we certainly should have a little sprinkle on there responsibly to make it a little bit more interesting. This is what we're rolling with. And we have been pretty hot here as we've gotten started in this preseason. Speaking of pretty hot, we'll be joined by Keenan Allen and Vita Vea here in the first hour.
Nice.
Contract stuff, signing stuff, seemingly heating up right now. Rubber meets road very soon. A lot of the OGs, Vita Vea gets a deal done. He still has a couple weeks to get into shape for regular season start. Not that he's not in shape. Vita Vea is always in shape. I think even if he grows to be 700 pounds, he'd still be more athletic than you, no matter what happens. People forget what Vita Vea was back in high school. Okay, he gets $6 million more bucks this upcoming season, which means $24 million the year after that, $30 million in total cash. Happy he and Light were able to get it done. This is him in high school. Okay, anytime you have a D tackle that has this in their history, you know they're just a freak show athlete. Vita Vea is exactly that. Loves to hurt people, loves to hit people, can move in all different ways. A lot of Vince Wilfork to him.
Yeah.
And a lot of good vibes. So we'll talk to him later this hour. Cannot wait to catch up with Vita Vea, who gets a deal done with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where just a few days ago it felt like maybe not possible. Then Schefter got on here yesterday and was like, feels like you're trending in a better direction than we were in. At one point, later that night, deal gets done. Congrats to Vita. We will talk to him. Here's him and Jason Light smiling for the cameras, doing a little hi, is he in shape? Is he out of shape? Okay, hey, you see us? We're having a good time. Post us on social, please. Everybody likes everybody. It's been like that with Vita through this whole process. We've seen multiple clips of him on the sideline, happy with the team, joking with the team. But then his agent and Schefter were saying, like, yeah, we've come too far. $30 million can change things, which leads to Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield said deadline was already passed. Is a deal going to get done? No, I'm done with it. But if they come to him with a 3-year deal instead of a 2-year deal, or a 4-year deal with 3 years of guaranteed money, would he change his tune before the season starts? Possibly. Like that they got it done with Vita. Baker seems like a little bit longer shot. a shot, but who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see what happens with Baker. The thing I liked about Vita the whole time is we never explicitly heard anything directly from him. It was always from, either Schefter was hearing something from someone or it was his agent, whereas, like, Baker was forward-facing. We heard all of that stuff come directly out of his mouth. He got in front of the microphones at that press conference and kind of addressed everything, and that was kind of shocking a little bit. I don't know if, anyone expected that, but so Vita could have kind of pled ignorance and been like, hey, you know what? Like, things were never as bad as they seemed. You were kind of hearing that from my agent and from other people. But ultimately, I think Todd Bowles said it, when this whole thing started. He's like, we're not trading Vita Vea. We understand how important this guy is to what we're trying to do, how important he is to our defense. Like, we can't go accomplish the things we want to accomplish this year if we don't have him. So glad he got done. And again, because we were talking about, when we were looking at the NFC South and kind of how wide open it was, the Bucs seemingly were the team that, everyone was kind of pointing to, hey, they should win this division, but all the bad juju, the bad vibes around it stemming from both of these contract situations, it was kind of like, well, maybe we're not picking the Bucs to win this year. And I think this stuff getting settled kind of calms all that stuff down a little bit.
Amen. I think positive vibes are a great thing for a team. It's already hard enough to win. That's why Baker Mayfield's saying people are picking against us and whenever he's talking about the Buccaneers. Love that he's not letting the business stuff get in the way of what he wants to do for his teammates. We knew that from Baker. Will they get a deal done? I guess we'll watch. Joint practices today. Bears at Bengals, Bills at Browns, Eagles at Patriots. Seeing a lot of highlights coming out of there for both sides.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of highlights from both sides coming out of that particular practice. Good on good. A.J. Brown getting back against the Philadelphia Eagles with his new team, the New England Patriots. Asked a lot about Jalen Hurts. They both have high-roaded, said we're good. And then A.J.'s making ridiculous catches.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Ridiculous catches. It looks like you two are maybe in A.J. Brown and Drake May are in a pretty good little spot already very quickly.
Yeah, it looks unbelievable. I mean, that's kind of been the story of the entire camp, just A.J. Brown changing the offense. Romeo Doubs, every single clip you see of him being kind of just a solidified number 2 receiver. This one's from yesterday, actually. Just a perfect ball. I mean, watching Drake May, sometimes you look into the schedule and you get worried about how good the teams are we're playing, then you realize, oh, wait, the Patriots are so good, and Drake May is so good. The other good news about it is the secondary, the defense. You forget, with how good the Patriots and Drake May were last year on offense, that they had a top 5 defense. Then they add key pieces. Kevin Byard, who led the league in picks last season, he's now the safety for the New England Patriots. He's breaking down huddles. He's kind of a leader. He's old Vrabel era in Tennessee. But, yeah, very, very high vibes in New England.
Yeah, it feels like Eagles-Patriots are good battle every single day. Falcons-Colts happening, and allegedly Daniel Jones was absolutely frying yesterday.
Yep. Yeah.
Hibachi chef, whole thing was hot. 14 of 14 allegedly, and he adds a piece to this weapon that was number 1 in the NFL for the better part of last season. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is a legend. I think Hall of Famer is what it will be said about him whenever he's all said and done. His stats by the age of 34 rank just next to all the greats. Every single great wide receiver, he's in there. Ladies and gentlemen, newest member of the Indianapolis Colts, Keenan Allen.
Yeah, Keenan!
How are you?
What's going on?
Welcome to Indianapolis. We are so happy you are here. You need to know that just immediately. I don't want to say I speak for everybody here because there's certainly a lot of people in the city that do not like me, but I would like to speak for a majority of people that have watched this Colts team for a long time and understood what this team could be and can be going forward. Thank you for picking the Colts, bro. We appreciate the hell out of you, man.
Oh yeah. I appreciate you guys, accepting me and bringing me in.
Yeah, we accept you, dude. Now let's make some fucking catches. Now, okay, let's chit chat about that a little bit. And I referenced the by your age 34, what you've done and what you've accomplished. Here's the Hembo stat, basically. So most receptions before turning 34. Fitz, Witten, Adams, Johnson, Hopkins, obviously all Hall of Famers. For you played in 17 games last year. You were a free agent. I assume there's a lot of different potential places or landing spots for you. Why did you pick the Colts, and why is Shane Steichen's offense so awesome to watch whenever it's humming?
Yeah, definitely just that, man. The role that they were on last year, we played them, didn't go so well. They were hot the whole game. I was talking to Shane kind of the whole game, just like, damn, boy, you dialing it up, man. He's like, yeah, it ain't nothing changed. So just him having that mindset and that, that the way he schemes things up, he's always dialed in. He knows what to get to. He's familiar with the game. He's been around, a lot of great players, been to the Super Bowl, things like that. So, he's always one of those guys who knows what's going on. And it was an easy decision, man. I'm familiar with the offense, so just plug and play me right in.
How are you? Did you have to do a physical? When will you practice? Are you fat right now? You think you're in shape? Like, what should the expectations be here?
No, definitely did a physical yesterday. I'm live at practice today. Obviously, gotta get in football shape. Can't do that in the off season. So yeah, we'll be good.
I cannot wait to watch you and Danny Dimes cook. Obviously, Tyler Warren, they said he should be good, even though we had a groin thing yesterday. I believe reports from camp is that he should be good. Josh Downs is cooking, folks, right now in there. Adding you to that, let alone Jonathan Taylor, maybe best running back in the NFL right now. Adding you to that offense is going to be special. And there's some stats coming out about what you were able to do with Shane Steichen's offense whenever you were with the Chargers. Shane Steichen was on Charger staff for 7 of his seasons, during which Allen averaged 111 catches, 1,270 yards during the entire season. Yeah, we'll take that. We will take that. Cannot wait to watch it. Con Man has a question for you, Keenan.
Yeah, Keenan.
Yeah.
Saw that you were looking for a masseuse and a chef in Indy. Hopefully you got that done. But if you haven't, how important is that stuff to just kind of your longevity? You know, how much does the off-the-field stuff, let alone the training and everything and, you know, knowing the offense, but how big has that been just for you to continue to be one of the best receivers in the NFL?
Oh, it's huge. You gotta have those things, especially as a professional. You know, every day matters. You know, the body is a temple, so you got to take care of it and make sure that Indy car is ready to go when it's time to race.
Okay, so
Nailed it.
AJ Hawk drank his pee, right?
Yeah, that was his go-to.
Drank his pee, you know, and there's a lot of different. He just shook his head as yes, he did. He did. We don't know if that's all alleged. We don't know if he actually did.
Heard it.
He will argue that he didn't. But now that you're old, okay, now that you are older, have you had to change what you do in the off season, what you do to your body? Because I love that your first tweet was like, hey, I got to get stuff to take care of my body. Have you always been that way? Have you evolved in that world? Like, how do you kind of view yourself at this stage of your career when it comes to that?
Yeah, I've kind of been like that ever since I did the ACL thing in 2016. Always, you know, had the body work people two times a week at minimum. You know, definitely during the season, and you know, being in California for the whole, pretty much my whole career, everything was already in place, so it was kind of easy for me there. But you know, definitely got to find those things when you go to a new city.
Yeah, these are the little things people don't talk about. You know how much you got to take care of your body. Everybody chit chats. You know, Russell Wilson had Team 3. It was like 6 people. This guy's paying $1 million a year to invest in his body. LeBron, he's doing the same. It's like it's more than that. I think.
Yeah.
I think if you were to account for every single, this is kind of
ton of people.
This is your job. Your body's your job. I appreciate that you are OG. On that note, Tone has a question for you.
Yeah, Keen, you are an OG. So how does it go when you come into a new room where you are the vet, especially a talented room with, you know, Alec and Downs, and kind of similar last year you had Ladd and Quentin. Like how much time does it take to kind of like be the vet in that room? Is it automatically? Is it right away, or it's kind of feeling out process with the guys and, you know, kind of
I think it depends, pointers? Man. You know, if you coming out and when you start practice you balling, then you can be the OG that you're supposed to be. Those guys have been having a hell of a camp. Yesterday, you know, obviously you said it. Danny was dropping dimes, doing what he does. The receivers had a great day, and yeah, you just gotta find your place in there. Even as an OG, find your place. And these guys have been doing it for a couple weeks already. I gotta get in there and, you know, try to fit in.
I like that. They're going to have you do some really stupid shit on that social media. I can't wait to see it. Keenan Allen converted 29 third down catches into first downs in 2025. That's the most in the NFL.
Dang.
Yeah. We will take all of that, Keenan. I'll tell you,
Yeah,
D-Butt mentioned it yesterday as soon as the signing happened. He goes, Keenan played in all 17 games last year. I think people forget that when they're talking about you. I think at this stage of your career, no disrespect, I keep saying you're old, but you've been around a long time, and you've obviously accomplished so many things. And then, like, last year, nobody really talked. You come into our team, we are excited about. For you, winning team, losing team, what do you think is the most important part? Is it the culture? Is it the talent? Like, if you had, now that you're older in the league, good teams, why do they happen? Bad teams, potentially, why does it happen? Because everybody seemingly has a similar amount of talent.
Yeah, for me, definitely culture. And, you know, you just got to be around the right people. Everybody holding each other accountable. Everybody here for the same reasons and the right reasons at that part. And then, you know, probably the most important thing is staying healthy. You know, all the teams. I've been on a lot of great teams with a lot of talent. And, you know, like last year, you know, you guys probably seen it best. You guys were on a roll, and then everything goes downhill when people start getting hurt. So definitely got to stay healthy.
Yeah. yeah, everything starts going downhill. We lost 8 straight, bro. We were the number 1 team in the world. I was screaming you know how much fun I was having on this thing last week? I was having a time of my life. And I don't know a lot of the people in that locker room, if you could tell them how much fun I get to have on it, like the first half of last year, number 1 offense, number 1 team. Danny Dimes playing his best football that he's ever played in his entire life. Yeah. Then he breaks his leg, one leg, and then he tears his Achilles on the other within a 2-week period. And then we lose 8 straight. It's crazy how fast it can go. And I guess getting lucky in the health department is certainly one of the biggest reasons. I'm excited for this year for the Colts. 100% health. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Keenan, do you feel like you've needed to change your style of play at all as you've kind of progressed in your career? Because you do kind of seem like you play the exact same way you did your rookie year. You know, for people who can remember when you came in and have been watching you your whole career, you don't seem like a different guy at all in that respect. Is there anything that you feel like you've kind of had to change a little bit to continue to be successful this late into your career?
No. Yeah, just been playing my game, man. I said it yesterday in the media. I've never been a guy who to take the top off, that's been in blazing speed. So I haven't lost any speed in that department because I ain't had nothing to lose. So, you know what I'm saying? So we still doing what we do.
Okay, so on that note, we saw Travis Kelce cook a guy in one-on-ones, just got his whole show. Then Hard Knocks did an entire thing on Jackson Smith and Jigba. Here's Travis Kelce being able to do it. And obviously, Travis at this stage probably running 4.65, 4.7, probably still able to cook and get away and get free. And Patrick Mahomes obviously going to find him. And then Jackson Smith and Jigba on Hard Knocks, they did an entire thing about his route tree, how he looks, how he doesn't give anything away. For you, how do you describe your style of route running? And what is the key, do you think, to getting open in the NFL?
Yeah, a little bit of the same things they were saying about JSN. His level of playing field is always on the same level. He's never up, he's never down. So you never know when he's breaking and things like that. So making everything look the same. Travis Kelce's great at it. His pace of play is unmatched. I know a lot of people, they call it lollygagging. But no, it's definitely not lollygagging. There's a method to the madness, and he understands pace, he understands leverage. And that route right there, definitely shows you all of that. The head deception, the way he's making and Alohi's my guy too. Alohi's got game, so that was a good route.
Yeah, that's what D-Bud said. D-Bud said, that was Alohi? Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, you can knock it out leverage outside right like that. D-Bud, as he was watching it live on the show, he thought it was maybe somebody that was new or whatever. Yeah. And he goes, that's Alohi right there? We go, yeah. He goes, yeah. Come on, Alohi. And all Kelsey's saying is, man, people have been falling for that shit for 20 years in this thing.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
I do this.
Okay, you're talking about staying on the same plane. That was the big convo. That's something you obviously have to work, and at this stage of your career, obviously it's happened, but that's not a natural running style. So all these things are things you work on in the offseason, and how do you get better at all these at this stage of your career or whenever you're younger trying to get better at that?
Yeah, repetition, man. Same way you get better at everything else. You got to do it. You got to put in the work. You got to craft it. Whoever you're working out with. The receiver coaches, whether it's O-line, whatever it is, everything, has to look the same, has to feel the same, and you never give a tail to what you're doing. So, like you say, keep that same, keep them shoulders level, and run them routes how you run them routes, man.
I think the right thing to do is you just got to get them at the line. You got to get these guys at the line.
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah, I gotta get 2 hands on Keenan Allen at the line. Because if I don't, boy.
It's gone.
Imagine chasing, and then he just hits you with one of these, and then and then we're going the other way. Oh, okay. You can really embarrass people out there. I mean, you can really embarrass. Okay, so when you got to the league, 2013 versus now, I think Richard Sherman and the Legion of Boom potentially changed some things. Corners now all giants, right?
Yeah.
It feels like corners all very, very big. At the beginning of your career, were they still the smaller freak athlete? Not that they're not freak athlete now, but do you understand what I'm saying? The evolution of the corner position seemingly through your career has happened. For you, better or worse with those styles of corners?
The bigger guy, they're faster, bro. It's harder to beat them. I got to beat them at the line of scrimmage, like you said. If I beat them at the line of scrimmage, I got a chance. But if you don't beat them, bro, they 6'4", they 6'3", and they run 4'3". So,
all right, so we'll watch it for the first yard. We'll know if Keenan's got it for the first yard. How long will it take for you and Dimes, you think, to get on the same page? Quickly? How long has that been for you in the past with other quarterbacks?
Should be fine. I'm a guy who runs it by the book. So, whatever he knows, I'm going to try to get on page with that. And, You know, I know the game pretty well, and I know the offense, so that's going to help us out and should be able to speed things up quickly.
Can't wait to watch you. Welcome to Indy, dude. Hope you found a good massage therapist. Hope you found some good food, and we can't wait to watch you.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, I'm a season ticket holder, so
we'll see you.
So we'll see.
Oh yeah, I see you then. I see you.
Yeah, we'll see you. We appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. Keenan Allen.
Yeah, Keenan.
I'm happy he's on our team.
Yeah, it's a huge get.
Hey, how about being a vet in the room? Okay. I got to play football first before I can start telling other people what to do.
If I'm balling, though.
Yeah, if I'm balling, we're certainly going to give away some ideas, to other people. Him and Josh Downs working.
Yeah.
Will be really nice, especially with what Alec Pierce can do. And then you got Tyler Warren. And then in the back, you got a horse.
Got the guy.
Yeah, and Jonathan Taylor. And then guess what Dimes can do, too? Shane Steichen potentially has a real chance. Can't get hurt.
No.
I didn't like the tweets about Tyler Warren yesterday. Colts tight end Tyler Warren is expected to miss about a week.
That's
with
not
a
bad.
minor groin injury suffered in training camp, sources say. No worries for week 1. He came back out on the field with no helmet, but still had full pads on. They said if it wasn't inclement weather, we weren't doing joint practices, would he be out there probably doing some stuff? Probably. So it seems like there is little to no worry about our number 1 receiver, which is what Tyler Warren will be and is. So that's great news. And the Colts dodge one here.
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
There's
a lot of that going on right now.
A lot dodging or getting hurt?
Both. Like, there's a lot of these, like, oh, they'll be back in a week, but will they? Like, because it happened with the Steelers with DK and Michael Pittman. Like, they said that, and they still haven't been back. And then there's other ones where it's like 2-3 weeks should be good for week 1, but maybe we'll see. There's a lot of speculation going on right now with these soft tissue injuries. A lot of soft tissue injuries.
Yeah, they'll be back by regular season.
Yeah.
2-3 weeks are hopeful for week 1. A lot of hopeful for week 1s. It's like, yeah, but some of these won't be back by week 1. But I do like that we're not hearing as many. I mean, granted, Higgins just ACL yesterday for the Texans. It's like we are hearing those.
Yeah.
But it does feel like we are hearing more will be back than we have heard in years past. But it's a lot of people that will be back. So it's like the minor injuries, are we going to judge them as much as the major injuries? Because there's always the conversation about the offseason workouts. Are guys in good enough shape? Have they done enough football stuff? Why are they all getting hurt so much in training camp? It's like minor injury versus major injury. What do we judge against? What are we not judging it against? I don't know. I just hope we get all the stars to football season.
Yeah, exactly.
We need to get all the stars to regular season, and we need our quarterbacks to stay healthy. Because remember, a couple years back, how many quarterbacks was there?
I want to say
60 something,
66.
Yeah, 60-some quarterbacks played in an NFL game, and the sport felt the effects of it. It was certainly a worse product. Now, feels like these younger quarterbacks are better than they've ever been before, which leads us to preseason games, especially tonight. I think we got good football on the horizon for these preseason games. I think it's shown that in the past. Is that NIL? Is that transfer portal? Is that more reps? Is that a better quality of football in college? Is it all of the above? I mean, all those things are going to get studied down the road, but it does feel like we got better trigger men right now at a younger age than we had in the past.
Yeah, even coaching. Like Clint Kubiak, who's going to be a first-year head coach for the Raiders, he was the offensive coordinator of the Super Bowl champion Seahawks, and he completely flipped that place around. Like, they went from an offense that was okay to Super Bowl champs. He not resurrected Sam Darnold's career, but he gave Sam Darnold another fantastic year in JSN. He completely changed him on offense as well. And then Shanahan, Jim Harbaugh, all the coaches as well feel great. Some of the weapons now, too, thinking about it. I don't know with the Raiders because Brock Bowers, similar to the Colts, he's their number 1 receiving option. But even a lot of those guys seemingly, you got 4 or 5 guys per team that feel like they could make the team that are very solid on the outside. I know with the Raiders, one of their stars from their first preseason game was Mike Washington Jr., like running backs, also kind of at a plethora of, riches, if you will, embarrassment of riches, if you will. So it is kind of awesome being able to watch and see all the different talent.
All right, let's go to some preseason highlights that we were able to see through week 1. Let's go to Bucks-Jets. Off the edge here, Jack Pyburn picks up, boom!
Dog.
One of his 2 sacks.
2?
Obviously going crazy. Look at the face paint, too. Yeah!
Sunday dude.
No, someday, you mean Sunday.
Oh,
What?
What do you mean?
Because this season, he'll be playing college football again. Ladies and
Really?
gentlemen, joining us
Excuse me?
now on how that works is the authority on college sports, Pete Thamel.
Yeah, Pete.
Pete, I've seen you in this exact spot for a couple hours now trying to explain what the hell is going on. Obviously, in Colorado, there was a ruling for 5 for 5. Kids will have 5 years to complete 5 seasons of football. The latest it can start is at the age of 19. So if you're in there, that's what it happens. Then a judge in Louisiana has now granted the class of last year that didn't get the opportunity to do the 5-for-5 to open up the 5-for-5 deal to them, which included some guys that are currently in NFL camps and currently picking up 2 sacks in preseason games. They can now allegedly go back and play college football due to the 5-for-5. Now, it cannot be any red shirt players that played 4 years because that would be 5 years. These are all non-red shirted players who played 4 years or 5 years or less of ball, taking their 5th year that was ruled upon in Colorado. Now the Louisiana judge did that. Pete, did I miss anything? I've been listening to you all morning. That is basically what I heard, but you could probably explain it much better than what I just did. What did I miss, and how did we get here?
Yeah. I think the cleanest way to explain this, and it is muddled, Pat, is to say the class of 2022 right now, the players who have played 4 years and didn't take a red shirt, who have gone on, may now be eligible. And local state courts like this one in Louisiana have ruled some of them eligible. We're waiting for the appellate court ruling on the appeal of the Colorado case, the Wisney case. Could happen today, maybe tomorrow. It was supposed to happen yesterday. That could potentially take this very narrow field of specific state court rulings and widen it a little bit to maybe dozens more players. Again, we don't want to overstate that there's just going to be this flood of guys from camps, but there could be a significant amount, probably dozens, Pat, of fringe NFL players who only played 4 seasons, were 4 and done, who went pro because their eligibility was up, who may potentially be granted this extra year. And certainly the optics that come with this are wild, Pat. They're mind-bending. We see a guy get a sack for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he could be potentially suited up for LSU, or who knows, fill in your pretty logo on the side. I do think the thing to caution folks on here, though, is everything is, again, going to be appealed, Pat. It's not going to be over till it's over. There are other rules that could come into play. For example, the SEC has an conference transfer policy, which was really made for the second portal window, which doesn't exist anymore. So these Ole Miss players, for example, there are 3 starters from Ole Miss who were in this Louisiana ruling. Will they be able to transfer within the SEC? SEC rules say right now, no. But will those be amended, adopted for the times like that, or will that become challenged legally? Again, these are all things that are going to happen. This is not going to be linear. This is not going to be clean, and it is going to stay muddled. But the Wisney ruling will be the next big harbinger for how significant this impacts the 2026 season.
We love a good harbinger for sure, because that's obviously...
I know you do, Pat.
Yeah, that is obviously of titanic proportions whenever that ruling is made. Okay, so I like the interconference SEC ruling that was made for the second transfer window, which this could potentially be considered, because I believe the judge said that there's 7 days now in which the transfers are allowed to happen. It's a 7-day window where normally I guess there's a little bit of delay that schools are allowed to do. Now there's no delay allowed. 7 days is what the portal window is open. I think it's happened already. I think we are currently in the 7-day thing, so we'll find our answers quickly. But then you're saying the harbinger ruling that is potentially going to take a while. So will the players potentially either go back to the schools, like these Ole Miss guys don't have to transfer, so maybe they go back to Ole Miss, and then there's going to be a ruling that's going to say, no, you can't do that? Or how's this kind of...
So the Wisney ruling, Pat, would potentially widen the amount of players who could then return
so these folks
football.
that say we're going back to do it, they're in for this season. We should know that Jack Pyburn right there, LSU guy, but was at LSU, now with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, undrafted free agent who thought that his eligibility for college was up. Undrafted free agent, forced to go to the NFL. Nobody picks him, ends up on the Bucs, picks up 2 sacks in a preseason game, finds out, hey, you're allowed to play 1 more year, actually. We just got a ruling you're allowed to do that. Sweet, I'm out of here. I'm going to go do that. There's nothing that's going to take him back out of that, and he's going to have to try to re-enter the NFL. Like, do we think the guys that decide to do this because of this ruling in Louisiana are good for the season, or is there more shit that's about to happen?
As of now, they appear to be good. But the NCAA has come back and pushed back on all of these suits. So again, it comes back to local state courts. It didn't take long for the old judge in Louisiana to make his decision, Pat.
What are you saying?
Rolled in with the paperwork and it got rubber stamped. Yeah, there is there is a fascinating undercurrent to this 2026 season of how much local judges will impact the play on the field, right? That conversation starts in Oxford, Mississippi, where one of the transcendent players in the whole sport has a 6th year after the NCAA ruled he couldn't. And now you have this judge in Louisiana, among many others, by the way. There's state court rulings popping all around. This one got the most attention, Pat, honestly, I think because of the Jack Pyburn optics that you mentioned. Like it strains credulity, to use another one of your favorite sayings, that someone wearing an NFL uniform could show up in a college camp. Like, that just doesn't make sense. It bends our minds.
So now, I'm not
passing judgment on it, but it is an optic we've never seen in the history of the sport before.
Agreed. And this is just like, and Ty's about to ask you about it because it happened over there in West Texas, a lot of heat, where something that we never thought would be possible is happening. I think another big point of this is the only class that this will potentially even be possible for, right? This is literally the only time that this could ever happen, and it's strictly because the 5-for-5 rule that this class didn't get a chance to know about and were forced into the NFL draft or to try to get into the NFL. And then Jack, undrafted free agent, gets some playing time, does well, then the immediate thought is like, well, why don't you want to stay in the NFL? He has no idea if he's going to make that team, but he does know in college you can couple $100,000. You can build up your draft stock again. These guys are going into the NFL draft again next year. How's that whole thing work?
That is unknown, and I've made some calls about that today, and I have not got a linear answer from these are just questions that have never had to be answered before, Pat. Right? So there is an air of ambiguity, to use one of your favorite terms, on how the potential redraft process would work for the Jack Pyburns of the world. I do think one point on 5-for-5, Pat, which was an piece of NCAA legislation, I believe passed mid-June. That's what my memory tells me. It sort of percolated up around the Final Four, got pushed through fairly quickly by NCAA standards, and this would basically give everybody 5 years of eligibility, right? So these athletes are glomming onto that, saying, wait a minute, why did we only get 4? It's a very fair legal argument that's clearly being heard in local courts all around the country. There's a lot of second guessing right now of the NCAA and the timing and the handling of this. If they had simply done this November 1st, this all wouldn't have been possible. So again, there would have been reverberations and difficulties that would have come with, and I'm picking November 1st as an arbitrary.
Yeah, before having to declare for the draft. Yeah, got it.
Correct. Yeah. Well, no, these guys had already declared for the draft. No, I'm just saying if they did it this year now, they would have avoided all of these 50-year folks.
Oh, you're saying upcoming November, not last November.
Correct. Correct. Yes.
Got it.
Yes. It wasn't even an idea last November that had been that, but they worked unusually fast, especially by NCAA standards, where nothing happens fast, right? And then all of a sudden, they've now kind of stepped in it because they work too fast. Because there's this period of time now where people are lining up, and the NCAA, as it is known to do reputationally, is losing in court. They have an objectively terrible record in court.
Yeah, Charlie Baker, the head of the NCAA, basically told us, if we do anything, we're going to get sued and we're going to lose.
That's true.
That's what Charlie.
They got sued in November too. Don't get me wrong. And somebody would have tried something else. I'm not saying that would have been perfect, but there is a notion that this might have been less messy if they had timed it up. But look, if they did it that way, Pat, they would have timed it up to screw over the athletes who would have had these claims. So that would not have been great.
Exactly, Pete. I'm happy that your brain has gotten through the quagmire to find yourself looking out for the fucking athletes.
Yep.
Okay, thank you for doing that. Now, I, as former athlete, very pro athlete, and also former pro athlete, but very pro athlete, I think optically this one looks weird. Very, very, very weird. But knowing that this isn't going to be an every year thing where guys go in the NFL and coming back has kind of simmered me down a little bit, and just basically this is the last group of guys, non-red shirt, 4-year players who didn't get an opportunity to experience the 5th-year option. So it's not like this is going to be something that's going to carry on in the future, but it is wild. There's been a lot of wild things that have been happening. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Pete, obviously this is all happening very quickly, and I don't know how many people you've had the chance to talk to, but how do you think that coaches and universities who aren't going to benefit from this, how are they going to react? We obviously saw everything with Texas Tech, where it's very hard for them to even schedule games with certain schools now because they just they don't like what happened with the Brendan Sorsby situation. So how do you think that's going to play out for maybe, let's just say a couple of these SEC teams who are going to end up having NFL guys playing against them this year?
West Virginia might have some guys too.
Maybe.
Okay, let's not get crazy. We're going to find out what's all possible here. We don't know what's possible. Go ahead, though, Pete.
Well, one of the things, Ty, is that a lot of these places are full, right? Like they just don't. There are roster caps that have just been invoked recently in college football. So some of these places simply might not be in position to add. Now, there's always creative ways to injuries and all those types of things. I don't sense that there's a frenzy to go after these guys, right? But I do sense that people know what their needs are right now, 3 weeks into camp, right? And they know where they've had injuries, and so I see this more as, people acting like snipers, perhaps, than like buckshot here. Like people aren't just like, whoa, we're going to go add a bunch of people. But, man, we could really use a defensive tackle because, this gentleman got hurt and this guy hasn't flashed like we thought. And, there's a pathway now to potentially go get a defensive tackle, and they may go do it. But, it's interesting. This quagmire, Pat, emerged in basketball in recent weeks. And Dan Hurley, the Connecticut basketball coach, won 2 national titles recently, is one of the voices of the sport, had some pointed comments, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he basically said, like, we don't have to do this, right? We don't have to have these guys back. And I thought they were very noble comments, and they were sort of greeted well across the industry. But there's also a vicious bottom line to college athletics right now. They are professional sports. And if you need a nickel and you're light at nickel, and there's a nickel sitting out there who's, started 45 games in the SEC at safety, like DQ Smith has for South Carolina, and you can make your team better. Like nobody's gonna remember an ethical stand if you give up 46, at home to someone. And that's just where we are.
Pete,
so
we don't like that. Okay, we don't like that is the case.
all.
We don't like that is the case, but it is a reality of the business. That's with a lot of things. Like we all hope to get to this land of euphoria where everything is how we wish it would be, but in reality, there's things that have to happen to get to that. Still, and we're all hoping for this perfect world. We are. But man, it'd be nice if there was some sort of something so everybody would understand. Feels like this might be the last ridiculous thing.
Yeah, maybe.
Right?
Perhaps.
Maybe.
Pat, if there's one realization I've had this summer as we've sort of gone through all these changes in college sports since 2021, if you want to use NIL as a mile marker, we're never going to have stability. All right. And we just all need to embrace that. It's just never going to operate smoothly. Whether it's Congress and Congress comes in and there's problems with Congress, whether there's new rules, there's payment, there's NIL, and this is the cap. Nope, now this is the cap. The system is not equitable, and it was not built to be equitable. The NFL built to be very equitable, right? 32 teams, draft, schedule. You can college athletics doesn't want to be equitable. Right? It was stadium size back when you played. Hey, who had the biggest stadium? Who sold you had the biggest weight room, right? Those were the different things. Now it's just who can spend the most, and people are going to be creative, as they have been for more than a century, on how to spend the most. It used to be in McDonald's bags. Now it's MMR money and washing it through there. So anyone who thinks college athletics is close to a period of stability, I think is naive. I just think it's going to be chaos. It is a multi-billion-dollar industry that's generally unregulated. Nobody's really in charge of the whole thing. And it's going to be chaos for a long time. And until we have a year or two of alleged quiet, I'm just going to stick to that belief.
All right, Pete. I appreciate the hell out of you being that gift with the fire around you. Just walking in and doing it. You're the man, ladies and gentlemen. That's the authority, Pete Thamel.
Yeah, Pete.
Okay, joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who just signed a new deal with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He was redshirted and then played 3 seasons. At Washington. So I do wonder if there was any thoughts, maybe just sit this entire year out. If they're not going to trade me, I'll go back and play at Washington. In high school, this man was running back, quarterback, wide receiver, D tackle, linebacker, and safety. And I assume he played soccer and basketball as well.
Sure.
An absolute stallion, a superstar, a Super Bowl champion, and a Pro Bowler. Ladies and gentlemen, former 12th overall pick in the NFL draft, Vita Vea.
Yeah, Vito.
Big clap.
Appreciate it.
Hey, congrats.
Tennis was actually my first sport.
What were you doing? Were you checking the watch? Were you actually? Is that why you think you had so much athleticism to play running back and such?
I think I had that. That's why I had that good side to side speed.
How are you at ping pong?
I'm probably not as good as you. I know. I know not to mess with the specialist. And
Yeah, we got a lot of time. We got a lot of time, to work on some shit. Thank you for joining us. Congratulations on the deal, brother.
Hell yeah.
Congrats on the deal. Honestly.
Appreciate that.
Okay,
Appreciate you guys.
so obviously we didn't expect to hear that you were potentially unhappy down there in Tampa Bay. We've heard you say it many times. You want to be a Tampa Bay Buccaneer for life. It felt like you were the epitome of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Obviously, business does get in the way. At what point did you realize, okay, deal could still get done? And was there ever a time where in your mind you were gone from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
I don't think in my mind I was ever gone. I think I'm just really, for some reason, I'm really optimistic. So I had a really good feeling that we'd get something done eventually. I just didn't know what the timeline would be like, but I'm just happy we got it done.
Absolutely. And then Jason Light was obviously out there patting you down. I don't know if he was trying to see if you were in shape or if he was just trying to give you a half hug or whatever the case. Can you tell me about his relationship with you and kind of how you view yourself with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? I know. Is he frozen? I thought he just did.
It was funny. After he texted me last night, I think his wife and kids love me. I always say hello to them. And when I see him around, he texted me last night. And he was like, Blair and the kids can finally talk to me now.
Well, Rick Stroud kind of said that when he came on. He was like, Vita Vea is much more than just like one of our best players on the field. In the community, in the locker room, for that team, he's everything. And anytime that type of person is having a contract dispute with the team, it can obviously get louder and louder. You were still present, felt like you were still very jolly around the building. Mm-hmm. What was it like as that was all getting figured out publicly while you're with the lads in the locker room and on the field?
I think the thing that really was really heartwarming for me is like knowing that everybody understood the situation I was in, and just hearing everybody saying that they had my back in all this. And I think that just felt really good for me, hearing that from them. So there's definitely highs and lows for me. Some days were better than others. It's just sometimes it just gets really boring just standing around and not being able to practice.
You're telling me I was a punter, bro. Yeah, a lot of that. A lot of that, dude. A lot of that. Yeah, I was pretty bored, too. That's why I talk so much shit. I had to do it. But for you, you're saying, I assume you wanted to get out there and play, but knew can't, though. There was actually $30 million on the line on what's going on. I assume you're a little confused and conflicted through it. Is that what you're kind of just trying to describe here?
Yeah, mainly that. Also, I felt like I had one of the best off seasons I had in my whole career. I was down down in Palm Beach working with my guy Charlie Waingroff, and I felt like he took care of me down there. We took care of a bunch of stuff in the body, and took a different approach to training. So I think I feel like something like that.
Were you swimming? Because Will Fork, right?
Yeah, Vince.
You massive athletes. There's only a few of you in the history. There's a lot of fatsos that play football, but the elite freak athlete, big guys get paid as such. I mean, that is just kind of what happens. There's not a lot of you guys out there. I think Will Fork said he got into swimming late in his career because of his joints. For you, what year are you going into here now? We tried to do the math, but we never know.
Year 9.
We do anything different? Big body still handling? Because we saw that running in high school. Those joints have been used to it. Are we swimming? Are we doing anything differently? Or what is the...
It wasn't part of the regimen, but I was in the ocean a lot in my free time. I feel like I truly believe that being my ethnicity, being Tongan, I feel like my people really need the sun and the ocean. So I feel like that's something that's necessity for me. Every once in a while.
Am I allowed to say oos for Tongan or no?
You say toko. We say toko.
Toko. Because I do know there is a...
Yeah, there's a little bit.
Yeah, because I could really piss him
off. No, it's not really.
But for me, hey, white boy, comes in. Yeah, there is. You know that. Yeah, I know that. You know that.
Yeah, I'll give you the pass.
Okay, thank you. I'll say that actually. I'll say that on both islands whenever I'm there. Excuse me. Yeah. Big Taco said I'm A-OK, pal. Okay, so let's get off my ass. But I agree with that. I appreciate you, saying my roots say that this is what I should probably be doing. What was the different workouts? What you alluded to doing something different this offseason. What was it? Was it just like different conditioning, different lifting? What did you go about differently this year versus years past?
It was just the best way I could describe it was it's basically like from a rehab standpoint, style of lifting. There's a lot that goes into it, but just basically, there's like a whole bunch of science that goes into it. Like one of the things I learned this off season was mitochondria. Like our muscles have mitochondria in it, so it's training like how to get more oxygen in our muscles from the way you train and stuff like that. And it's very beneficial for us because from a play-to-play standpoint, you need more. The longer you want to go, you need more mitochondria. Don't quote me on that.
Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. We all kind of know that. We all know that. And whenever the cells, when two become one, that's called, the mitochondria tag team.
Oh, when two become one?
Yeah.
Synthesis?
Yeah, whenever that happens. And
synthesizing?
And then sometimes these cells, whenever they have something go from one to the other, that's photosynthesis.
That's usually more so with plants.
So, okay, yeah. We got it. Mitochondria.
Metamorphosis is what you're thinking of.
It's basically, it's just learn a bunch of new stuff, learn some stuff about nutrition, get the weight under control and being able to stay healthy in that regard. And also, I don't know, there's just three things he told me. It was like we stay away from, I think it was acidosis, hypoxia, and thermal changes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna stay away from
like the three main things you stay away from in our phases of this off season. But I'm sure Charlie could explain a lot more to it. But
yeah, we'll ask him. We'll certainly ask him. And I know you also need to take care of the outer membrane and the inner membrane.
That's big time.
Sure.
And then the matrix also is in there.
Sure.
And once the matrix and the mitochondria start going with the 3-acidus and the thing. Whatever the case, I'm happy you're looking in to make yourself the best version of yourself. We cannot wait to watch you. Happy it paid off, literally and figuratively. Tone has a question for you about another guy we're watching down there.
Yeah, I do. Ruben Bain, a lot of highlights coming out of him. Obviously, your first-round draft pick out of Miami. Him working during practice, after practice. What are your thoughts on Ruben so far? And what role do you play now as a leader on this defense with the young guys coming in?
You always want to be there for the young guys. You always want them to kind of have create their own role with the team and just be there as a helping hand for them. Ruben's already a full-time pro himself, which is really rare when you see in young guys his age. But I think he does a lot more than what you just see like on this clip you're showing right here. He's out there by himself. He's always doing stuff to better his craft. Like, I'm sure, I don't want to give away all his secrets, but he's very dedicated to his craft, and it's just exciting to see, and I just can't wait to see what he does this year.
He's got good mitochondria.
Yeah.
Hey, don't you think? Yeah, he's got good mitochondria. Hey, he's going to eat, too. Yeah, that's what they say. Vita Vea's teammates?
They do well.
Hembo stat for you, Vita, just to take to the renegotiation table after a year whenever this deal is up. Vita Vea's teammates recorded 24.5 sacks with him on the field, 21 of which came when he was either single team or unblocked. They came single team or unblocked. That's because there's a big Tongan fella in the middle just taking up everybody. Congrats to you getting the deal done. Congrats to the Bucks, and thank you for joining us.
Appreciate that. No problem.
Hey, sounded like a lot of bad vibes out of the Bucks. Yeah, it did sound for a little bit. Mike Evans is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Levante David retired.
Yeah.
Big Tongan Vita Vea, not happy. Baker Mayfield, pissed. Should we look into any of that as the guy who's with the lads everywhere, or should we just kind of put that on? Obviously, you get paid. But did it feel like there was we felt like there was a little chaos. Is that a misread from us from outside looking in and just being daily sports people and not understanding the biz?
Yeah, that was just the outside noise. I don't think you guys should be worried about that. I feel like everything's going well over here. I feel like we're all on the same mission. We got our eye on the prize right now. Everybody's happy. I'm happy. Obviously, Baker still has some stuff to work out, but I talk to him every day. He seems happy, so we're all on the same mission here, and I think we should be ready to go. I think obviously you don't love to see Mike Evans leave, but it was it kind of hurts seeing that. But it's part of the league, and Levante, you're happy for him in retirement, and it was bittersweet for me, but I wish he was here so I could still talk shit about him stealing my pick from last year.
Okay, did you see Mike Evans's? I don't know did he do this at the Bucks? I don't think I've ever seen that type of shorts before. I've never seen the pants like that before with Mike Evans. He looks good, man. The legs look good, all of them. We saw all of his legs yesterday.
Yeah.
They look good. He's seemingly in great shape.
And this he's in the Bay Area. He's in the other Bay Area.
He is in the other Bay Area. You're right,
Yeah,
Vito.
I think he did that because it kind of helps with the power plant over there.
He grew up next to him.
You're the man. Everybody thought you were headed there, obviously, for a time. I was trying to get you to the Colts. Obviously, Tampa Bay was never going to let you go. You're the man. Thank you for joining us.
I appreciate that.
What am I saying?
Toko.
Can you spell that?
So it's Toko, but in the Tongan language, the T's are pronounced as a D.
Doko.
Yep. There you go.
All right, Doko. I appreciate you, man. I'll see you. You're the best. Ladies and gentlemen, Vita Vea.
Vito!
Fili Moala, teammate of mine, Tongan. Samson Satele, teammate of mine, Oos. Okay? Me, white boy. What up, Oos? Nah, on his arm, Tongan. Okay. I certainly know what that means. I'm going to back out of this. Mr. Feely, good to see you. Mr. Sampson, how you doing? I'm going to get out of here. Incredible people. It's so good for the sport of football.
So good.
So good. The island of Samoa and Hawaii and Tonga, I believe, is so good for football. So good for everything. So lucky to know so many of them. And very thankful Vita joined us. Good for him getting paid.
Yeah, legit.
Awesome.
Good for him.
Yeah,
I'm happy that happened down there.
Mm-hmm.
And him and Light joking around, that's good. Light knew, too. He's looking right. Hey, post this.
Yep.
We're good. Where's the video with Baker? Hour 2 on the other side. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change your life. Take 3.
Rest in peace to the greatest dog of all time, Valor.
Wake up in the morning, smoking coffee, no cream. Scroll the feed, see some tweets or some crazy ass scenes. Trying to get to some money with our Powerball dreams. Cause when bills start stacking, we all feel the heat. We all hate the same folks, mostly lame bros. All the ink Karens need go back where they came from. Cause we living, baby, we gotta get it daily. Wish we'd all spark up and light up all the shady. Yeah, I got a pit bull and a mugshot, putting cliches up in a tough spot. Got some candle shooters and some folk who are movers, and a buddy down the county running roughshod. We all got problems and bullshit that we go. System missing the mark, leaving us doing the most. From the burbs to the country, all the way to the hood. We can all get along and motherfucker we should. We all hate the same folks, mostly lame bros. All the ink Karens need go back where they came from. Cause we living, baby, we gotta get it daily. Wish we'd all spark up and light up all the shady. Yeah, I got a pit bull and a mugshot, putting cliches up in a tough spot. Got some candle shooters and some folk who are movers, and a buddy down the county running roughshod. Different paths, similar scars. Avoid bullshit, it's so hard. So raise your smoke, whatever's your drink. We're more alike than we think. Forget the labels and the hate, they divide and conquer. We're all on the same rock together, we should wander. Yeah, I got a pit bull and a mugshot, putting cliches up in a tough spot. Got some kin who are shooters and some folk who are movers, and a buddy down the county running roughshod. Yeah, I got a pit bull and a mugshot, putting cliches up in a tough spot. Got some kin who are shooters and some folk who are movers, and a buddy down the county running roughshod.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey,
Why?
let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink.
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the DraftKings Thunderdome. On this Monday Night Football Thursday, August 20th, 2026, hour 2 of the program begins now.
Football!
It's happening tonight, preseason. Week 2 kicks off as Blue roams the Thunderdome, and we get excited about tonight's doubleheader as the Las Vegas Raiders take on the Houston Texans and the San Francisco 49ers take on the Los Angeles Chargers. Obviously, the Chargers are reeling from a loss of a $30 million center. Coach Harbaugh was on yesterday, and he was bummed out. We'll see how he is this evening, as Justin Herbert will get a snap or a series or two, and Trey Lance will come in. Brock Purdy will get a series or two. Then Mac Jones will come in. And then for the Raiders versus the Texans, the number 1 overall pick, Fernando Mendoza, has been said by Coach Clint Kubiak to get a lot of playing time tonight. We should see a lot of Fernando this evening with the Las Vegas Raiders and Clint Kubiak's offense. What does that mean, though? Situations are situational. If he comes out and just gets absolutely thumped, I don't think they're just going to keep throwing him back out there.
Get him out.
So if it ends up working out against a Houston Texans defense that won't be playing their starters, but on the offensive side, they will be starting C.J. Stroud, and then Dougie Davis-Mills comes in. I think we got good football across the board this evening, and the Monday Night Football crew will be doing this game right here, and we will feel as if we are right back in the middle of the greatest time of all year, football season. The Talks Table's here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the hammer,
Dahn.
Cowboys AP Tone is here, and joining us live from Manhattan, Ohio, is a college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, Ryder Cup winner, ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk. How you doing, Hawko? Great haircut. You look phenomenal.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I got to thinking about this whole ruling coming out. Can you imagine if you got to do like an internship with an NFL team in training camp and then come back to your college? Like the confidence that you would probably gain from that?
I was thinking about that with Jack Pyburn. He's been training down there with Ruben Bain and NFL coaching and going against NFL players. And then all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, he shifts gears back down. Now you're taking on a college kid at left tackle. Could be a pretty good confidence builder, I think, as you head into your final year of college football. And I agree that this looks insane and absurd. And I hear Coach Danny Hurley over there in college basketball saying they got G League guys coming and playing in college hoops now. All of a sudden, everything's broken. And he said this morning, oh, great, it's going into football as well with this entire thing. I think I understand that. It looks terrible. I think it's not a good message, people trying to get back into college to play against amateurs or younger or whatever. This is the only class that it can happen for. And this ruling happening when it happened, with them not being able to, kind of take advantage of it, be the first class to do it, I could see how they're going to make this hell for anybody to rule against. So we just need to assume that these guys are going to be playing in college, and there's nothing anybody can do about it, and that's never going to happen again. That's kind of seemingly the way I'm kind of seeing it with the 5-for-5 in this particular class.
Yeah, it's never going to happen again. And also the other thing is if this guy didn't have 2 sacks in the first preseason game, no one would probably care. And he happened to have 2 sacks, played really well. The other side of the coin is hey, if Pyburn doesn't go out there and have 15 sacks this season, I'm going to think he sucks at football. So he's going to have to just go out there for LSU, whoever he has, and win SEC Defensive Player of the Year. So there's also pressure on the other side of this too. Hey, yeah, you got to go against these guys. Now you better go out and dominate an 18, 19-year-old every single Saturday for 15 weeks, or else I'm going to think you stink.
18 and 19 to 24 now. At least there is an age cap with the 5-for-5, AJ, which I think that is good in the long run. Obviously, we had 26-year-olds, 27-year-olds playing, and the punter position has been experiencing this for a long time. But now it feels like the 5-for-5 ruling, you get 5 years to play 5 seasons, and the latest it can start, the clock is at 19. So 24 is seemingly the oldest that you could be in collegiate sport. Now, I assume they'll have to make some changes if somebody goes and serves in the military or there's some medical thing that takes place. There will be exceptions to the rule, but just at least there being some guardrails of 5 seasons and 5 years. I think that's good. Even though this is all going to make it look terrible, I think this is a good thing going forward, AJ.
Yeah, exactly. This is a one-time thing. It's a one-off situation that won't happen again. But yeah, we talk about like the guardrails we need, and no one really knows what exactly that means. But this is at least like one small step towards something coming together, I guess.
One small step for ball. One giant leap for what the fuck is wrong with said sport? And Pete Thamel just came in and said, listen, boys, it's going to be chaos forever. It was chaos. McDonald's bags, you remember? Now it's a different type of chaos. Guess what? In 2 months from now, it's going to be some different type of chaos. You guys just need to know there's no stability in college football, is what Pete Thamel just told us, Ty.
Yeah, and essentially that, like, anytime something happens, people can basically just sue the NCAA, and the NCAA has no grounds to stand on, no foot to stand on. So I think that is, and, again, I won't say it's necessarily, troubling. Even if you love college, like, I'm not a college athlete, if you feel like you've been wronged by the NCAA and you want to sue their asses to high heaven to get another year of playing or whatever, like, it kind of seems like people are going to be able to do that. And ultimately, all you have to do is find one of these judges who's maybe an alumni of the school you went to or a prospective school you're going to, and they're ultimately going to be like, you know what, you're right. Fuck the NCAA. You can play, son. And then they can. So, like, who knows where this is going to go, but it does kind of just seem like, we say it's the Wild Wild West. Like, it truly is the Wild Wild West. Anything can happen.
But when the games start.
It's the best. It's the best.
One week.
Oh, my God. Yeah, week 0 is coming up.
Yeah, Thursday. It is actually 1 week from today. We will be on the precipice of watching college football at night I think there are still preseason games next Thursday as well. Like, it is right around the corner, and there's a lot of big games coming.
College football, week 0, North Carolina, TCU, San Jose State versus USC, NC State versus Virginia.
Yeah.
Jack State, got a damn good football team.
Tough.
You know who else has a damn good football team? North Dakota State.
D1 ads this year.
What's that?
North Dakota State is now a Division I program.
Are they in Pac-12?
They're in the Mountain West.
Oh, I like that.
Makes a lot of sense.
Is the Pac-12 jumping in with the Mountain West?
The Pac-12 stole a bunch of Mountain West. So Boise and some of those teams are now part of the Pac-12.
And from our understanding, Pac-12 actually had people who represented the Pac-12 in like very important conversations about the future of college sports. So I think the Pac-12 isn't going anywhere, even though everybody else said you don't exist anymore.
Correct.
They very much believe that they still do.
They're trying to be basically the new Mountain West plus Washington and Oregon State.
That might play. I'm in.
Hey, remember, they were coming after us.
Oh,
Me,
boy.
mostly, because they come after Lee Corso, who made a joke about this entire thing. And then we're the bad guys because I go, hey, you need to stop talking about Lee Corso. That was my entire response. Then I had an entire school, obviously. Kind of my thing, I guess. I had an entire people tell me that I'm the worst person ever. I need to shut up and I'm loud and all this stuff. And it's like, you need to not talk about Coach Corso, okay? That needs to not happen. If he wants to talk shit about your school,
he's going to talk
you
shit.
just sit there, you don't need to be coming after Coach Corso. Yeah, right. Was my entire angle. Then, boy, they came after me. Obviously, I was celebrating that they were no longer going to have ball and it was going to be this and they weren't going to exist anymore and all this type of stuff. And I did, kind of learn a little bit about their passion, also the reality of it. But I was just wondering why they weren't mad at the people in charge that got no deal done and got them left out of anything as opposed to being mad at me. But, hey, I get it. I can understand that. But I like the fact that they're fighting back. I like that the Pac-12 is fighting back a little bit here. I like that they're trying to create more ball, more opportunity, bigger schools, bigger names. And I like that everybody is being forced to take them seriously because they are in the seats in the conversations about the College Sports Council. So maybe everything isn't dead.
They could get a playoff team in Boise. Boise's one of the favorites to be that 12th seed or whatever it is now.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be tough to get for any of those schools after what happened last year, especially with all the conversations and who makes the Final 12, who doesn't. But college football is always going to have that issue. We just had Vita Vea on. Obviously, Vita Vea signs a new deal with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He looked happy. He looked excited. He said they're all on the same mission. That made me feel better, AJ. How about you?
Yeah, definitely made me feel better about their chances. And you popped up that Hembo stat to how much opportunity he creates for his teammates when he's in there. I mean, this guy going back to college, I remember watching him play. Like, he's an absolute dream for really anybody on the defense. You always say, like, linebackers would love to have big D linemen like this in front of them. Yes, obviously, but he helps all 10 of the other players on that defense when he's in there.
An absolute stud gets a deal done. Baker, that's a whole nother convo that will probably linger all season, or it won't. Maybe Baker puts it to bed. Maybe the Buccaneers put that to bed. There's injuries happening around training camps. There's highlights coming. Obviously, deals are getting done. Joining us now from vacation. Who would have thought?
Jeez, again?
No, I don't think he's on vacation. I think he's probably just traveling for work. But the backdrop looks very nice right now. Ladies and gentlemen, junior NFL insider for ESPN, Ian Rappaport. Wow. That's a good backdrop.
What's up?
That's a great backdrop.
Is it good?
Yeah.
What is that, Gloucester?
Wow.
Very nautical.
Listen, we're in Nantucket. Obviously, it's a work trip. And so I'm doing a lot of work. This right here, right now, I am working right now.
Yeah, of course, it's a work trip because you're doing this. You're welcome, okay?
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see who you're trying to get reimbursements from because of what you're doing with where you're at right now. Good luck with all of that. You do that, somebody gets fired, remember.
Yeah, it's on you.
It's on him. Yep. Yeah. No.
You.
No.
Literally you.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're the, yes.
No, I know you've been reading that.
Internet has decided.
Yeah, I understand. And you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, we are the reason, okay? Now, on that note, Ian Rappaport, we are grateful and thankful that NFL Network merged with ESPN, and you and Adam Schefter are going to be able to tag team things. Just yesterday, he said, oh, yeah, Junior reported that got done. How is the relationship with Schefter? Are you two working together, and should we expect that this season, that you guys are both kind of feeding each other in this whole thing?
Well, I would say right after he hit send on the Vita Vea tweet that you showed just a couple minutes ago, breaking news from Vita Vea, we had dinner. We had a lovely dinner.
Who the hell was
It
that?
was awesome.
You and Chef?
We talked about.
Did you?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hold on.
We had a lovely dinner.
Hold on.
A lot going on.
Somebody just walked behind you. What do you got going on? You got people working for you right now?
Listen, there's people here. In the world, there is people, but that's okay.
I got you. 'Cause once again, he's saying, I'm not on vacation. I'm where people
Right.
are in a work trip.
No, I'm working. So
you and Schefter had dinner together. You guys had a little vino. You got boozed up.
We had a
drank
nice
water.
That's actually, yes, that is literally what happened. Sparkling water, but I had a tomato martini. It was delicious.
Yuck.
No, it's good. What do you mean yuck? Listen, I'm not trying to be whatever, but for those of us who have sort of like finer, refined palates, that's the kind of thing that can be really tasty.
Shut up.
Okay, yeah, I understand.
No, it's true.
You're able to pick through which
There's a
tomatoes are
fine
from
palate.
where as you're drinking it. I understand you have that. You own horses. You do the boozing. We get it. Yeah.
Listen.
Okay, you and Schefter chit chat though. Are you guys sharing like potential news that's going to break? Do you guys talk about what you're hearing about certain situations when you get together, or is it, hey, you know what? Forget about work. Let's do life together, guys. Is that what it's like?
Well, I mean, honestly, like I like the relationship, and he has been. I mean, we talked about this, but he has been awesome to me. Kind of like opened the doors a little bit to his process and how we do things, and like, we definitely shared a lot of stories, and I think there's some stories that especially the way sources react and stories unfolded and all that. Like, there's not that many people to talk about that stuff with, so that's always fun. We combined on the Tyler Biadasz news yesterday, and I mean, I would expect like this year on Sundays, and for big news, we'll be sharing things and combining and kind of joining forces a little bit, and I think the football world's going to be better.
Yeah, I think it's good for ball. We're very appreciative of that, obviously. Excited for it. The top two in the game coming together to provide more details and context, because now you guys will be able to put the deals out and the money at the same time. Because it's always like one person gets the deal, the next person gets the details. Now you guys can say, Schefter can say, per Junior and me, okay, here's this, and here's the entire thing. We're excited about it. Okay, tell me what you know about Tyler Warren, because my source in the building are saying, obviously, we avoided a very scary thing for the number one option for us, and he should be good, right? We should be completely good.
Yeah, I think he's going to be completely good. These sort of injuries, like these soft tissue injuries, are always, there's really only two kinds. There's like, oh my God, is it bad? Or is he going to be ready for week one? And this is the good kind. This is he's going to be ready for week one. And I think you do a good job of sort of explaining his role in this Colts offense. Like, there's a reason that some of the big time tight ends are about to get paid, like the Laportas and the Crafts, and then eventually the Bowers. Like, these guys are hard to find, but the era we're in now, and like, it's maybe random, or maybe college football is sort of just morphing into growing these guys. But like, there's a couple really good ones. He is a really good one. He is going to be awesome. for Daniel Jones, and I expect his role to grow, and I expect him to be back probably after a week or so, but none of that matters because there's nothing to be back for. He'll be back for week 1, which is the only important.
Okay, let's run the hump, shall we? Let's wrap things up with Rap Sheet. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, Rap Sheet. Terrible news yesterday. Jaden Higgins, the Texans wide receiver, going into his second-year tour, his ACL. Now a lot of Texans fans, at least on the internet, and I assume some people in the building, are calling for Nick Caserio to trade for Kayshon Boutte. Caserio came from New England, has relationships with guys still there, and now Boutte would be that wide receiver that could help them immediately. Is that something that you could see the Texans doing, not just Boutte, but maybe signing a veteran wide receiver or trying to make a trade for somebody else, or what is the Texans situation now?
All right, so let's go through it. So first of all, could they make a trade for a receiver? Yes, they definitely could. I mean, if I had to, I would never bet on this, but if I had to bet on anything, I would say by the cutdown day, Nick Caserio will probably do something. He is in the handful of GMs who likes to make a move and never has been afraid to kind of stick his neck out. They do have a need here, so I would say a receiver move makes sense. Boutte makes sense as well. I think system-wise, this would be an easy one. He is talented. At various times in the year, he's been available. Like around the time of the draft, I think teams sort of thought, all right, maybe this guy will get traded. Sounds like he's had a really, really good camp. So I think if you're the Patriots, you say, like, this would have to be a real cost. But that would be one I'm keeping an eye on. There's some other receivers that are worth discussing. Brandon Ayuk at least is worth discussing.
Wow.
Like, he is still on the 49ers. And I'm not saying anything is coming, but I'm just saying for every team that's going to need a receiver, he is worth talking about. Like, he's still out there. He's still property of the 49ers. And, like, he's really good when he's right and everything is good. You need to sit down for this?
Well, I haven't had my seat up here because Blue's been here, but yes, I do need to sit down for an Ayuk conversation if he's potentially getting signed, because we obviously are all big fans of what Ayuk has been able to do on a football field. And we, as former players, all hope that Brandon Ayuk is in a place mentally where he feels good about life and everything like that.
Yes.
But what we've watched publicly happen seems to be like career suicide, seemingly has been, which we don't like. We hope he's okay. But the thought of him getting into the right culture and maybe writing this entire football story would be dope. That would be a very cool thing. Is there a chance you're saying the Texans are thinking about Brandon Ayuk, or is this just something
I would just say, I don't want to say specifically that the Texans are, but any team that needs a receiver would have to look at it. And if you're the 49ers, first of all, like, he's still on the did not report list, so that would need to be rectified. But, like, if you're the 49ers and you have him available and the contract's not going to be tradable, he'd have to work on that. But maybe the 49ers do end up getting the trade that they've wanted. We all thought it would be the Commanders. It's obviously not going to be. Maybe someone would say, you know what? It's worth a late round pick to kind of take a flyer on him. 49ers have held him for this reason if there is a training camp injury. So I think that makes sense. He has to be right. And I don't know that it's all like this. This is why teams want to kind of keep guys with them to keep it from going the wrong way.
Yeah, I got you. Tyreek Hill, Sterling Shepard, Curtis Samuel, Taysom Hill, I guess, unless he's retired. That's obviously a tight end in this entire thing if they need another weapon. And then obviously Brandon Ayuk. And maybe Kyle Van Noy could play wide receiver.
Sure, maybe.
Yeah.
You never know if he gets in there. The thought of Brandon Ayuk ending up on an NFL team this year is just... that's fun.
Yeah, I thought that was done.
That's like fun. That's a fun thing to think about.
Texans are the right culture for it.
Yeah, D'Amico. I mean,
from San Fran.
They could. I would agree with that.
Oh, yeah. Has it really?
I mean, if there is any culture, I guess is that what we're saying? If there's any place that could handle it, we think New England was another place that's able to, with Vrabel up there, obviously. It feels like a lot of ex-players are able to kind of handle the situation. Up there in Detroit, feels like they could potentially handle it as well because MCDC, man, will actually fist fight you. Not drinking as much coffee, we heard. What did he used to do? What did...
2 black eyes, man. Douche every morning.
And then what would you do in the afternoon, Coach?
We usually go through about 2 to 3 cans of long cut, would swallow and gut the entire thing. 2 more black eyes, douche, and then usually around 5 o'clock, kind of finish it off with a nightcap. Would just drink an entire pot of coffee out of the just right out of the pot itself, man.
Before bed, you would do that? What is
I
it?
don't fucking sleep, man. Okay, season's right around the corner.
Okay, I heard that, but you said black
Yeah,
eye?
black eye. So you're basically, I'm getting just as much coffee and as big of a thing as I can. Boom, shots of espresso, black eyes, douche, 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 as many as I can do, man.
And that's what he used to do, right?
Yeah.
That's what MCDC, the head coach of the Detroit Lions, actually used to do.
Yes, and then a doctor told him, like, hey, your heart's going to explode. Like, stop doing that. You're like 50-some years old.
And he cut that in half, allegedly.
Yeah.
So that is obviously a little bit different going into the season. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Rap, I believe you visited the Lions on your Ian Rappaport training camp tour. I don't know if you talked about the cutting in half of the coffee. If you didn't, that's a miss on your part. But they're also not doing joint practices this year. Things are a little different up in Detroit. What was your takeaway from Detroit? And did it feel like a different approach this year after missing the playoffs last year?
I really did notice that. The no joint practice thing, I mean, everyone's doing joint practices, but it really felt like, for me, for Dan Campbell, it was just like, no frills, no distractions, no nothing. We're going to be in camp. We're going to only do this, and we're going to focus on that, and then, like, that's how we're going to roll into the season. And so, like, for a reporter, like, it's a good place to visit. They're very accessible. This year felt a little stripped down. It felt a little more businesslike. Like, it's fine. It's just like the kind of thing where they're like, we're going to just cut out all the other stuff, and we're going to handle our responsibilities. It's going to be fine. We're not going to invite someone else in. We're not going to trap. We're just going to only do our things. Now, like, is it necessary? I don't know. Like, they're really talented still. So I think they would be fine. And I think, like, health-wise, they're probably going to get a couple guys back in the secondary, especially when the season starts. So that's going to help too. Like, they should be really good. But the kind of renewed focus, I did notice, yeah.
Obviously, Foxy's the one pulling the trigger on the highlights for this show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you see him back there. He's diehard Detroit Lions fan. Some of these balls we're seeing from Goff, I think a lot of us forget about, especially because the Lions didn't make the playoffs last year. Ben Johnson's gone, so the Chicago Bears are the talking point, and obviously in that, Green Bay Packers always going to be chatted about. Who's the quarterback at the Vikings? Nobody's talking about the Lions. Nobody has been talking about the Lions.
Yes.
And then you see the highlights. It's like, man, Goff can really spin it if they can protect him, though, right? Foxy, isn't that the entire thing?
Yeah, the offensive line needs to be better. Last year, that was one of our biggest weaknesses, and that's why we weren't the same team, I would say, overall. And then Rap Sheet mentioned it. Health is everything. That's why I think MCDC kind of switched things up with joint practices. And then also, as a fan, I know not everyone buys into this. I'm buying into the easy schedule merchants this year. I think they'll be back in the playoffs because of that.
I'll tell you what, the Patriots certainly rode that wave last year all the way to the damn Super Bowl, and they were a much better team.
Oh, yeah.
But the not having a tough outdoor opponent until Week 17, that's a huge deal for that offense.
Huge. Massive.
Especially whenever
That's crazy.
Have you looked at it yet? They got Buffalo early.
No, can I see?
Yeah.
It's literally like Week 10. Yeah, here we go.
So New Orleans, obviously, Dome.
Yeah.
At Buffalo early, September 17th. That's a good time to do that. Jets early, Carolina early, Arizona early, Green Bay at home, Minnesota at home, at Miami. Okay, that's not bad. Yeah, okay. Home against New England, home against Tampa Bay, home against Chicago. At Atlanta's obviously a dome. Home against Tennessee. At Minnesota's a dome. Home against New York Giants, at Chicago. There.
I mean, that's although the last two are that'll be
very
bullshit.
tough.
Yeah, kind of perfect though, because it's leading into the playoffs. So if they're not the 1 seed, then they get like 2 games outside where they might have to go outside later on. Yeah,
or they're on the bubble and the hardest games imaginable.
That'd be tough.
Actually, have that at the very end. They'll be able to practice outside though. I mean, it's Detroit. Their weather's ass.
Yes,
very bad.
They'll be able to figure that out.
Everything's ass up there. It's like not just the
That's
weather,
not
man.
true.
Have
That's
you been
not
there?
true.
It's so bad.
I've been there.
They got good restaurants.
I've been there plenty of times. We owe Detroit a show, actually, still. That's going to happen.
We did do the draft show, and also I'd like to mention Detroit still holds the biggest NFL draft in the history of NFL drafts.
We were there, though. There's no way.
That's not true.
We're not getting into the numbers. Pittsburgh Steelers.
That's not true.
Steelers just broke it with like 800,000 people over the weekend.
Are you sure?
Yeah, cut back to you. Yeah, put on your face. Yeah, you're lying. Cut back to you. Yeah.
I don't think you guys did.
Simply not true.
I'm thinking you did.
Maybe one night you guys broke
All
in.
the nights.
Combination. Remember, that's kind of the.
Is someone really counting these? I mean, I'm not trying to.
You're questioning Roger Goodell in the NFL? Is that what you're doing right now? McCarthy, you're questioning McCarthy's PR?
I would never.
Junior.
I would never.
They have the
736. I'm like, are we just doing this?
No, they have the turnstiles. They know
AI
exactly
drones
how
are
many
counting
people
everybody.
walk in.
Dick.
Yeah, and the
I have
issue,
questions.
I think what they did was there's a space, and then obviously they go off the normal size. Man, they picked rap.
Yeah.
So they had the space, and then they did the math off of your dims, and they were like, we had 2 million people, and they're like, well, that's too many. We gotta cut this one down a little bit, and then they dropped it back to 800,000. That's what I heard they did, but I could be wrong. I don't know. You would know
No, that
more.
sounds right. That sounds right.
Were you the dim that they were going off?
I was kind of like, when you're like in the sim, like when they're testing you for Madden or one of those things, you're in the simulator and they capture your body and you're like, yep, this is what a regular sized person looks like. Yep.
Yes, this is exactly a normal sized individual. Total 3-day attendance, 805,000 in Pittsburgh. 775,000 in Detroit.
Pretty good, though.
Oh, that's close.
See, that's his previous.
See, but the difference is Pittsburgh used the rap sheet sized human, and Detroit they used the big body there.
Like
So
MCDC?
yes, exactly.
Oh,
and so
okay.
basically, we ipso facto had more than you guys.
Yeah, well, I don't know. You're going to have to talk to Roger Goodell about that. There's something coming with Nielsen. Nielsen's doing something with football.
Yeah, the NFL's not happy about it.
Why are they not happy?
I'd assume the numbers are going to go down.
No, I thought they were getting a TAD, total audience delivered.
Oh, I don't know.
No, but I heard the NFL's not happy. But
That'd
then
be the only
yesterday I read that they were getting a total audience delivered thing happening, which is normally whenever people are with groups. Like, So it's like 1.2. Yeah, exactly. That's what I read, I thought. But then today I heard the NFL's not happy. Nielsen's changing a bunch, though, I think, over the next couple months or year or so. They did an adjustment maybe 2 years back on something to take in more streaming stuff. Now they're doing another adjustment, I do believe. But I think, as long as everybody's going off the same rating, I guess everybody cares. Nobody knows.
No.
And nobody cares. They're still going to have like the 95 of the top 100 most watched things that happened this year.
Everybody I know watched.
Yeah.
That's kind of
X is my Nielsen.
Like whenever our ratings come out, it's it's a cool thing to see, but I'm like, what does that mean? What does that even mean? Are these TVs that have it? Is this humans that are watching it? Because at the beginning of our time here on ESPN, a lot of people saying that nobody's watching that. And it's like, well, I don't know, man. It feels like we are starting some shit. It feels like somebody's watching it somewhere. And then the numbers go to it is, and it's like it is this. And then this place is having a new high this is having this. It's like, what matters? Like, what is real? I don't know what's because there's so many different platforms now. There's so many different, and some platforms withhold information from going public. So it's like Nielsen has a deal with these people to get their private numbers. Yeah, right. How much are the private numbers? It's just, you know what I mean? Right? It's a crazy time right now to know who's watching what, but we know everybody's watching the NFL basically, and that's what the NFL is just trying to say.
Right. Right. Like everyone I know is watching. I'm kind of with you. Like maybe we exist in a bubble, but everyone watches every NFL thing. I just know like in the other parts of the world, it's not like the greatest time of all time for polling. Like maybe there's not public confidence in polling. Just saying in general.
What are you saying?
But maybe Nielsen's are better.
Hey, this is him.
No, No.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's not maybe the greatest. There have been other times when it was greater than right now.
Like when?
I think we're just more woke
WW2.
now.
Any other time.
We're more woke or more enlightened now on how things work.
It's possible.
And I think like the internet has exposed a lot of things because for us, we were very lucky to come up through the internet, our show and everything like that. We're not the only ones, obviously, but there's like an actual scoreboard. He's already boozing, yeah, of course.
I wish. It's too early. No, it's too early.
Spindrift.
For who?
Yeah, no, and pocket time, yeah.
I did think about it, but I was like, I got to be on a show, so maybe a little later.
But the internet has like a scoreboard.
Yes.
The internet has an actual scoreboard. And now, are those numbers kind of fudged or screwed potentially? But I think inevitably we're all going to kind of figure it out. Who has say, who doesn't, who's watched, who's not. I think it's easy to see. WNBA is coming for every other sport.
In what?
You need to know that.
Huge numbers.
Baseball. WNBA is coming for MLB.
No, it's not.
Yeah, they're coming for you.
Stop it.
And Nick back there,
Thank
they're
you.
coming for the NHL back there. Okay, that's what these numbers are telling me.
That's
That
not
might
what
be
the,
true.
that's not what the
That's
WNBA
Ingo Stone
needs right now is to starting wars with other professional sports leagues. That's about the last thing they need.
I'm telling you, I'm seeing big numbers, dude.
No, I agree. And listen, I'm a diehard Fever fan, so I get it, but those are not waters that they want to start playing in.
And as a Fever fan, which we are,
Right.
we have all the ratings. Mm-hmm. Since one particular player came to our
Yeah,
game.
exactly. So, I mean, it's one of those things.
Aaliyah Boston.
Well, Aaliyah Boston was certainly on the team whenever it happened, and she's all-star, highest paid max contract for a reason.
Yeah.
And she's bang,
Double
boom,
machine.
boom. I mean, she is certainly getting after it. But there was this one girl who came in from Iowa who just kind of every rating. Hey, what's the second highest viewed game? Oh, the one that was following the Fever game. That's kind of how it's been since the entirety of it. And if they can take care of that situation, which is just the WNBA as a whole,
Yeah.
I think they do continue to go up and to the right. Because it's got heat.
Yeah.
Every
Definitely
day
has
there's
that.
a lot of heat.
They are running hot.
Let's
dude.
get back to the. They're running wild.
They are running wild, running hot. Like
They're
Hogan, Hall, and Nash back in L.A., dude.
Which is why he got booed.
Exactly. We came back to L.A.
Yeah, exactly. Any regrets? Any regrets at all, Hulkster?
Maybe the leg drop.
Really?
Yeah, that was about it. Messed up my hips and my knees. Got these 23-inch pythons. Probably should have done a sleeper, dude.
No other regrets at all?
No, that's it. That's it. Maybe I would have run a little bit hotter with Nash and Hall. Maybe I don't know.
In LA.
Thank you, Heavenly.
That was a fun doc.
Thank you, Heavenly Hulk. Yeah, I mean, yeah, crazy. He was in here, right?
He was right there.
I mean, Hulkster was that his
Wearing
last?
basketball shoes.
One of. I mean, I guess the doc came out after that, but
Was that his last live interview though?
it might have been.
He came in wearing Kevin Durant's D-Butts question. I'm looking at your shoe. I didn't know. You a big NBA fan? You big
Love
NBA?
Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
It was incredible. All right, last question. Speaking of running hot, go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, rap sheet. We heard all the stuff about, Puka Nacua and then like Josh Jacobs and all that. It's kind of dissipated a little bit. Haven't really heard too much, but are we expecting suspensions for both those guys? And there might be a couple more that I'm forgetting right now. But what is like the update on both of them respectively?
I would say generally for these things, when the legal process is done, like has been finalized and the NFL gets his time to like investigate whatever, that's usually when these suspensions come. So for James Pierce, he had reached an agreement. He was in a sort of year-long situation, whatever you want to call it. So then he gets his suspension and that's done. The Puka one, to be honest, I don't know where that stands as far as like, is the off the field stuff all wrapped up and is the NFL's investigation wrapped up? It is possible, but I don't know for sure. The Josh Jacobs one, that seems to me like it'll take a little more time. Suspensions, these things sort of come when it's final and you don't always see it coming. But my sense was the Jacobs one would take a little longer just because it's not all, there's still the legal process has to wrap up and all of that.
All right, we appreciate your rap. Good luck working up there.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, it's a tough situation. Someone's got to do it, and I'm gonna try.
Thanks, Junior. You're the man, ladies and gentlemen. That's your rap for.
Yeah, Junior.
Some of the kids aren't there either.
Was that a cow that walked in the background? If you saw it, either a big old dog or a cow or something.
Like a Great Dane?
Huge dog,
Yeah.
potentially. I saw
It just
that.
looks huge.
Blue also had eyes.
Yeah.
Have you seen Blue roaming around today? He's back here laying down like a good
He
boy.
looks awesome.
Yeah, he's been doing good down here. I got him a nice little soft blanket. He's sniffing around. He's
Wow.
been eating everything off the ground. Blue, you want to say hello or no? No? All right, get off my ass.
Ears perked up a bit.
Hey, he's been good boy.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring him every day.
Just hang out. That's great.
He's so active. This thing needs to run 4 to 5 miles a day.
There is a hole in the fence over there that we need to fix, but after that.
No, but we got the electric.
Oh, okay.
We got the invisible fence or whatever it is. So hopefully that'll work. I am a little worried about whenever he's running hot.
Yeah.
When he's going, I don't know if it's going to stop him. There's a chance he runs right through it, but He's been a good boy. Came back when I whistled, thought he was gone. You know, this morning there was a couple anxiety moments where I thought he was gone forever. Whistle, he comes right back. He's been a great boy. Great to see you. Blue obviously bringing great vibes. Preseason football tonight, huge deal. AJ, I don't know if you saw our team ride for this evening. We're 2-0 on the year, and we're not saying that these are incredibly long odds or tough things to hit. It is preseason football, so let's make sure we're gambling responsibly all the time, but certainly for preseason football in which we know nothing.
Yeah.
If you're of age, come join us on the best sports book on earth, available in all 50 states currently. We just need one. Fernando Mendoza passing touchdown. Odds are currently sitting at -155. We've been told that they will hold at -155 unless some news comes like how long Fernando's, unless they get some more information that
still there,
that none of us will get, they're going to hold this at -155, which we're grateful for. Obviously, this is a bet that we feel good about. The sports books obviously don't feel great about it at -155, but I think Nando's going to spin one, and I'm excited for him to get some burn tonight, AJ, and that's kind of the story of tonight. CJ's going to get some, Brock Purdy's going to get some, Herbert's going to get some, Nando's going to get some. We don't know about Kirk, that's TBD, but we got 4 good quarterbacks at least actually playing real football tonight, AJ.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Fernando. Obviously, I think it's a big deal for him tonight. He could come out and I guess really. I wouldn't say he's got a bunch of detractors, but he could silence some people and make himself some momentum. I feel like towards possibly being the opening day starter, or is it a lock already that Kirk is going to be the guy?
Well, that's the question.
You know
Who's playing offensive line? I guess we find out a lot whenever they announce who the offensive line is.
Sure.
Right? That kind of will tell us everything about where Nando's at, who Nando is. If it's the one offensive line playing, I think we can speculate that there's still competition, obviously, what's going on. If it's not the one offensive line, that means, okay, that's why Kirk's probably not playing, and that's how they're viewing Kirk. Don't you think that is something we can probably judge upon, AJ?
Yeah, absolutely. That you, if you have any kind of quarterback competition, you have to have the same offensive line for both those guys. You can't flip it out and say, "Hey, this guy, he had the 2-0 line, but like in a game." So yes, if Fernando's in there with the ones, then you're 100% right. I think it's still open.
Yeah, I think so too. At least at the moment. Now, granted, he can change that with how he plays tonight, and that conversation can continue to evolve and everything like that. But I think the offensive line that's playing will tell us a lot for all teams.
Yeah,
for all teams throughout all the preseason. Never going to send the one quarterback out there without the one offensive line, or at least a majority of it, because we don't need that guy dying in a preseason game. In the line, I think is the biggest separator from like first team to like third team. Okay, especially with see ball, get ball, a lot easier than protecting guys that are running 4-3s now. So that tells us a lot of information, Con Man.
Well, and that's the other thing with the 3 preseason games. It feels like we talked about this yesterday, but when it was 4 preseason games, it wasn't the 4th where everyone goes out. It was the 3rd. And now that we're at the 2nd of 3, it feels like this would be the game where you give guys at least a little bit of burn. I don't know if the first O-line is going to play just because, like you just mentioned, if the number 1 center or the number 1 left tackle goes down, that is probably the biggest loss you can have outside of quarterback.
Linderbaum.
So, yeah, like Linderbaum, he's the highest paid center for a reason. Who knows if he's going to be out there playing, but you need to have guys out there. And whether it's Kirk or Mendoza, we all assume will be the starting quarterback at some point for the Raiders this season, so they're not just going to throw him out there with nobody. Same with Stroud, Purdy, Herbert. Like, they're going to have their offensive lines out there, which makes me just pumped because that means we're going to see like real
football.
Offensive football.
Yeah, exactly. And also, if Houston Texans will not have their 1D out there. Okay, that has been reported. Who knows what other matchups we got in the big boys across the board. But if offenses can move and execute, that's when we've realized football's good. When offenses can't move, football is ass. Okay, that's what everybody says. So like the preseason first round and even the Hall of Fame game, offenses were moving. So it was like, this is good football. Whenever they don't move and defenses dominate, everybody's like, this is trash football. There's a chance we could see both tonight.
Even after the starters are out, Davis Mills has been a proven solid quarterback in this league when Stroud has not been able to play. Mac Jones is going to be solid tonight. Trey Lance has been a pretty good.
And he's got a chance.
Yeah, and a little redemption tonight, preseason quarterback. So, yeah, I think that we're going to see a lot of good offenses tonight, which is great for us.
The Texans, too, if you remember from last year, like, they don't do the complicated stuff. Like, wasn't that their entire thing? We just line up, play normal defense, and beat the shit out of everybody. So, like, I assume unless D'Amico Ryan's deciding to scheme the hell out of a Week 2 preseason game, like, they might just be lining up and playing just pretty bland defense.
And Fernando,
very, very smart. The guy loves the puzzle.
Yeah, he loves every play's a puzzle.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to figure it out on where I'm trying to go. Dan Orlovsky. Man, is he going to be able to say 15-word plays in the huddle? I don't know. Is he going to be able to see what's going on? Are we talking about Fernando Mendoza?
The mega genius?
The guy is that who we're talking about right now?
Yeah.
Well, you just never know. You never know with these guys.
Yale and Cal.
Yeah, I think with Nando, we can assume his brain's going to be an okay one. We can assume the brain's going to be okay. All the other things, will he be able to accomplish naturally with this Raiders team? I guess that journey is still happening. Joining us now is a man who obviously knows a lot about Fernando, a lot about everything that happens in college sports. I am very lucky to call him a teammate on College Game Day. He hosts Game Day football and College Game Day basketball. Ladies and gentlemen, elite journalist, Reese Davis.
Yeah, Reese.
What up, Reese?
Oh, man, I'm glad to be with you guys. I don't think I've had an opportunity to congratulate Boston Connor, too. I mean, congratulations in order to add a baby.
Thank you very much.
Nothing better, my man. Nothing better.
Well, also, can you congratulate Bone then, too? Because he got married at a courthouse this offseason as well.
Oh, is that right? Congratulations.
Hey, way to go, Bone.
Baby Bono.
Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown got married in Croatia in a movie in Croatia. If you want to congratulate Bruce as well, Reese.
Congratulations, Bruce.
Okay.
I'm
Thank you
happy
so
the
much.
institution of marriage is being furthered.
Yeah, the institution is certainly is continuing to institute, folks. Foxy's got a huge thing coming as well, family-wise.
Yeah, I got a baby on the way. Very excited.
Congratulations.
Stop trying to steal my moment. What the hell?
Well, also, Baby Midas, you sent a gift and a thank you, but if you want to do it publicly, you can obviously do that.
We're very happy for you guys. New baby, Midas. What a cool name, man. We felt kind of weird though because we sent a silver thing, and it was like, well, we should look and see if it should be gold because of Midas. But
Well, we painted it. Don't worry. As soon as it got there. We appreciate you, Reese. And Connor's thankful for you celebrating him. All right, we're all celebrating. We're all
Thank you,
Connor.
Reese. Yeah, very, 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 very appreciative of that, even though everyone just piggybacked off his.
Hey, the official visit series has been awesome. I appreciate you putting that out into the world. Obviously, interviewing all of the movers and shakers of college football as you've traveled around. We'll dive into some of those convos and your expectations for the season, but we got to talk about this 5-for-5 injunction in Louisiana thing that just took place and your thoughts. Obviously, you are a pillar of college sports. I think you are somebody who does feel as if the tradition is the importance of why college football and college basketball and college sports in general are college. We saw the Sorsby thing happen in Texas Tech, and we saw the reaction. We're watching this kind of similar reaction right now to everybody calling this is egregious, this is absurd, this is obscene. What are your thoughts on this? Can I tell you that I've been talking about how this only being a this year thing for me has kind of settled it a little bit, and I understand where these guys are coming from, but it's still crazy to see Jack on the Bucks, and then he's going to be playing in college football. That's like a crazy thing to imagine from a college football sports fan. How do you kind of view it all, and where do you sit on where we are heading just a week out from the college football season starting?
I agree with you. It sort of shakes what you feel like the sport has always been about. But when I sort of take a step back from it, Pat, and I look at it as what is college football, what is college basketball particularly right now? It's professional sports. So what needs to happen, in my judgment, is there has to be a consensus and an agreed upon one who's eligible to play. Because the idea of, well, he played in the pros, he can't come back, well, it's just another professional league. It's not really that much different from a Major League Baseball player going down to the minor leagues or even going to the independent baseball leagues. They were at a higher level at one point. Now they go to another professional league. And while that sort of offends the sensibilities of some people to call college sports professional, when guys are making seven figures, it's professional. So I think we just have to decide. All of these leagues and other sports have eligibility rules. What must you do? What are the parameters for being able to play? And I think that's where we have to get in college sports. The problem is that every time somebody tries to decide that, then someone sues, they're given an injunction, and then we have the situations where people are being added to rosters, in theory, 2 weeks before we play a game.
Yeah, what was the conversation? It's all about getting the NCAA an antitrust, is that the wording? Antitrust, yeah. So they're looking for an antitrust so that their ruling actually matters. Because Charlie Baker has said for a long time since he's gotten in there, especially in this world that we're in. Everybody says it's the NCAA's fault, and then Charlie's like, well, if we do anything about anything, we just lose in court, and we're completely wasting our time. So they can punish people for cheeseburgers. Like, we know we can punish for cheeseburgers. We know we can punish for texts when you're not supposed to text, or FaceTimes when you're not supposed to FaceTime. But anything that involves employment or money or any of these other things, we can't touch, because like in court, that we have no chance. We're just done for, especially whenever it's local courts that potentially, is not that we're to never say that about any of these judges, but in the future it could potentially happen. It didn't happen yet, but if it was to happen in the future, that could be real. It's just that's what I think the entire Protect College Sports Act was trying to get done, and then it got politicized, and now they're on recess. It's like, I don't know, Reese. I'm very naive to the entire thing. I thought the Protect College Sports Act, after Petitti and Sankey got on board, was going to go, especially with all the names that it was, especially with it being bipartisan and thing. And then instead, no, doesn't even get through the vote or whatever. And then they're going on recess. It's like, can we depend on Washington to take care of this? We can't depend on the NCAA because they're saying we can't do shit anyways. It's like, how do we? I don't know, Reese. And Pete Thamel came on the first hour and said, listen, this thing's on fire. It always will be.
You got to just embrace the chaos because it's not going anywhere.
Listen, NIL didn't start the fire. It's been burning since the world's been turning. It is what Pete Thamel basically said. How do you view it as somebody that knows a lot more than we do about the world, but actually just kind of sitting and watching this? For me, I'm starting to lose hope. And I was not like that. I was like, we can get this figured out. We have to. I'm starting to lose hope, Reese. How do you view it?
I agree that it's always been chaotic. The one thing I'll say about the revenue sharing and the NIL, it's a more honest enterprise now. Now we know for a fact that players have value and they're being compensated. In the past, so many people tried to pretend they didn't, and it was just about the university, and yet the players are being paid, in brown paper bags left under bridges and funneled through churches. And there might be a rather warm judgment day for some of those back in the day who were funneling money through churches, but that's a different topic for a different day, I guess. But it's a more honest enterprise now because people who have value are getting paid at market value, and so I think there is some good that has come out of it. The only way, and look, I'm no business expert, but I think the easy answer is collective bargaining. But the problem with collective bargaining is who bargains with whom. Yeah. And the players have no incentive to do so right now because they've got the hammer both with the courts and with leverage against the schools.
And with free agency every offseason, basically. Right. And the players are turning over literally now every 5 years. So it's like, who decides who's running the player side of the CBA? Well, it's the seniors now decide that. Well, what if the juniors that are coming in next year don't like what they just did? How does that get settled in? It's just like, I'm a little, listen, it's a big old quagmire. Yeah. I mean, it is of biblical proportions, I would say. But the sport itself has gotten better, I think, through it all. Because I think guys have become professionals earlier, so they've been able to deal with distractions better. I think they're getting more reps. Instead of like 5-stars sitting for a couple of years, they're all playing. I think the NFL has benefited from this. Obviously, the ratings are going crazy. There's more storylines off the field. So there's so many good that can happen. But it does feel like potentially House of Cards, on the backside. How easily can somebody that entire thing? And it seems like Texas Tech proved that the big win's coming, potentially. And then now we got a ruling in Louisiana that I think we're all just kind of understanding that, if a judge wants to do something, it's just going to be the way it is. But football is going to be incredible. Let's start talking about that. Ty has a question for you about the Irish.
Yeah, Reese, you went around all these different campuses, talked to coaches and some other different people, and, magnificent series. But you sat down with CJ Carr. I'm just curious, do you think that this is, Notre Dame's year? Finally, there's a lot of heat behind them, and obviously after the way things ended last year where a lot of people thought they were one of the best teams in the country and kind of got snubbed and didn't make the playoffs, do you think, obviously Ohio State's out there. We got Texas, Georgia, some of these other teams. But do you think Notre Dame has just as much of a claim that they're the best team in the country and they should win a national championship this year as anyone else?
Notre Dame is my preseason number one team, and they're the team that I believe will win the national.
Whoa! So, wire to wire.
Yeah, so to answer your question, yes. Now, the schedule is helpful to them early. They've got Miami. They've got SMU, I believe, later on in the season, who will be very good. But I think the Irish are loaded. I really believe in CJ Carr. And I think this is the year Notre Dame breaks through for the first time since our late great friend Lou Holtz led them to the title in '88.
Rest in peace, Lou. You done good, brother. We were so lucky that he liked our show.
Yes.
We were so lucky that he liked our show, obviously, because we were able to pay tribute to him, especially Catholic schoolboy who's been doing his impression since he's in like 4th or 5th grade and can say whatever. But Notre Dame has always had the lure, has always had it. Marcus Freeman seemingly has brought them into the modern age. And now they're able to, with the benefits of having boosters that have money and alumni that have money, the Irish and the Catholic and the church have never struggled finding cash. You ever see those buildings?
Yeah.
Just the pane glass that they put up there.
Stained glass is very nice.
Yeah, it's whatever. Yeah, exactly. So that's going to benefit them. Marcus Freeman's been able to do it. Still got to do school, though.
They got that brand new facility,
So
too,
nice.
which is unbelievable.
Crazy.
Can turn that out next year if they want another one. Go ahead, Reese.
No, I was going to say the building that they have now, and what they had before was not what you would expect from Notre Dame. What they have now is industry standard. Now, Oregon's got a great building, a ton of teams in the SEC do, but that place, the Shields family hall there that you're taking the shot through right now is spectacular.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's
beautiful.
really nice.
And guess what? They can redo that next year if they want. They can, which is good for them. Marcus Freeman seemingly very comfortable in his position in Notre Dame. He was allegedly offered multiple NFL conversations, turned them down because he's happy with where he's at. There is a lot of heat, though, around a lot of different coaching. AJ has a question for you, Reese.
Yeah, Reese, obviously we know like the massive expectations that placed upon these coaches coaching these big time programs. I guess if you look around the college football landscape, which coach do you think has like the most sense of urgency this year and, has to win, especially, get out to a hot start?
I mean, that's a great question. I think the easy answer, people would say Kalen DeBoer at Alabama, but I don't think his job is in any jeopardy, barring, just some type of empty elevator shaft season. And I don't see that at all. I think they're going to be pretty good. Will they be a playoff team? I don't know, but I think they'll be good. I think probably if you were looking for somebody that has to win, it might be Shane Beamer at South Carolina, and they've had some tough injury luck right now. But I think that they have some of the pieces. I actually believe they're going to win, and if they get healthy, I think they could be one of the surprise teams in the country. So those are a couple of guys that come to mind off the top. So many changes in the SEC a year ago. I'm not sure you're going to see a ton of them there. And historically, there's been a little more patience in most precincts in the Big Ten. So I'm not sure we're going to see quite the coaching turnover market that we've seen in years past. But any of these guys that don't do well early, if Pete Golding got off to a tough start, something like that, people might say, well, he's never been a head coach and all of that type of thing. But I think for the most part, you're not going to see a lot of change at the top, barring utterly catastrophic season.
I have a sneaky suspicion that Golding's going to be all right. Just
I
from
do
us
too. I agree.
listening to him talk and the way his team played for him, and he might have the best quarterback in the country. And Winnidad, obviously got another injunction to come back and play, which has kind of just been one of the stories of the offseason. I'm a big believer in Winnidad after watching him live when we had that field pass. He is a Sunday guy. He's a Sunday guy, I think, with his athleticism. Yeah. There's a lot of great quarterbacks at the top. Now, we talked about coaches that could potentially turn over after this season. Interested that you didn't bring up Lincoln Riley there, honestly, at USC, especially because of potential expectations. But the Big Ten is a monster, and it has been certainly, so maybe there's a little bit more reprieve. On that note, at the top, go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, Reese, you sat down with Coach Signetti, which was incredible, and just listening to him just talk ball about Fernando and now Hoover being there. Is it kind of out of the realm of possibilities that Indiana's going to go back-to-back? It feels like they might have gotten better, which is crazy to think of with Mendoza being gone and him being the Heisman. But Ohio State, Oregon, Notre Dame, it feels like a lot of other teams are getting that, like, hey, this team's going to win the national championship versus IU. And IU's still a top 10 team. It's not like we're going out on a limb here saying they can win it all. But do you feel that the back-to-back championship possibility is very real?
Oh, 100%. I mean, they've got the attitude, the belief that adding those two guys on defense back from one of the court rulings, and and then the guys that they got in the transfer portal on defense to fill some of the holes. And I think Josh will be terrific. And Fernando's probably got a little more arm. He's a bigger guy, probably moves a little bit better than Josh, but Josh has been wildly productive for a long career at TCU. And he's the kind of guy who has thrived in Cignetti and Shanahan's system. So I don't think that's beyond the realm of expectation at all. I mean, Indiana's schedule is probably a little bit tougher this year, but I mean, who's going to bet against that guy after what they've done the last couple of years? And Pat was right. You know, I think SC is going to be a contender in the Big Ten. If that doesn't happen, obviously things could change for Riley. And the one massive mistake I missed on the previous question is obviously Mike Norvell at Florida State's under a lot of heat. He's got to win and play better. So that was a gaffe on my part to overlook.
No, we put you on the spot there. You didn't have a lot of time. And there's a lot of, I mean, James Franklin, they were hosting game day.
Yeah.
They were hosting game day. The place was sold out.
Everyone thought.
You know, and then like 3 weeks later, actually fired. So
then he's on game day.
And then he was on game day 4 weeks later.
Jeez.
Yeah, so college football is obviously insane. So if you were to hit every coach that could potentially be on the hot seat, we'd never get the show done. So we understand that. But Norvell at Florida State, it feels like that's been a couple years now. Shane Beamer at South Carolina, interesting because we got a chance to go down there, obviously for game day. I didn't know it was like that down there. That place is, I hope they go.
Columbia.
And they should, right? Sellers, quarterback, obviously good. South Carolina's got dogs in their backyard. You know,
Nick Harbor's a great wide receiver. Dylan Stewart is the edge who is not going to be ready for week 1. They just announced, and they got a transfer tackle from NC State. They have the guys. Now their schedule's really hard. Obviously, they're SEC, but they have a chance to go.
Okay, let's talk about the SEC. Everybody's talking Georgia. Obviously, I think it's just because we respect the hell out of Kirby and what he has going on at the quarterback position. LSU, obviously, with Lane Kiffin having an opportunity. Ole Miss can obviously go. A lot of the old guard, though, not really being talked about as much. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Reese, let's talk about the third Saturday in October. Obviously, your alma mater in Bama and Tennessee. They are two of the biggest schools right now who have quarterback battles and very similar quarterback battles into guys that are, I wouldn't say older, but have been around for longer than the 5-star freshmen that they are going up against. Austin Mack and Keelan Russell at Bama, and then Faison Brandon and George McIntyre down or at Tennessee. Have you heard anything about these right now? Because these are two top 15, top 20 teams coming into the season that have not figured out their quarterback yet. So kind of a big deal.
Seems to be trending that both of the guys with the higher upside have made moves in recent days, meaning Faison Brandon at Tennessee and Keelan Russell at Alabama. I think the good news for Alabama, anyway, is I think this is a win-win proposition. One, because DeBoer always finds productive quarterbacks. And two, I really think Austin Mack has every skill set you would want to be a successful college quarterback and probably a skill set to be successful in the pros. Now, he's got to win a job here or somewhere in the future. But, I mean, this guy, he's got a lot of – I was around him a little bit this summer. I went down and spoke to the team in June, and he oozes leadership and class. I mean, he's the guy that you could get people to rally behind. I think Keelan is a younger guy or – less experienced guy because Austin Mack's in his 4th year of college football. He's only 20 years old. I mean, he came to Washington at like 16.
Damn.
So I think they're going to be fine regardless of which way they go. Tennessee's a bigger question, but I would say the same thing I'd have said for DeBoer. You could say for Heupel. Whoever plays quarterback for them, they figure it out pretty quickly and have been productive. He has not had a problem finding a productive quarterback.
Reese, I can't wait to see you on the road. We'll see you down in
Likewise.
Baton Rouge, brother. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me, guys. Have a great day. See you
That's
guys later.
Emmy award-winning host, Reese Davis.
Yeah, Reese.
We have a heart out. Reese understands that. Hey, Reese certainly understands that. We will continue digitally. We'll see you tomorrow. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Goodbye. Oh, you see we took off the bottom countdown there.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. Hey, listen. That's what we need a day after a hard out catastrophe. You know, we need that a little
bit of a test.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a test. It was
Preseason.
It is preseason.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is actually.
Yeah.
Huge one tonight. Couple huge ones.
Pumped.
A lot of good players playing football tonight.
Yeah.
Very, very excited about that. And also, before we take a break before the final hour,
Sure.
this dog's doing great.
Great.
Yeah.
This dog's doing unbelievable. Now he's laying down here. Yeah, he's been back here. He was up here. He's been around here. Won't ever got a drink for himself. Okay? Didn't have to get it for him. Didn't have to tell him to go do it.
Office dog now.
Could be, man.
Got a drink for himself, like out of the sink, or do you have a dog bowl?
No, he jumped up the drinking
Jumped up in
fountain.
the fountain. Hit the button.
Actually did
Oh,
much
that's
better
amazing.
than Talk does.
Yeah, that's what this type of dog can do.
I could see that happening. But is he teaching Talk how to use the drinking fountain?
Well, Talk does the bottle in the back, so he puts it down and then hopes that the sensor hits. There's no way Talk could do the push
No.
thing. But Blue gets right up there, punches that thing with his front two paws, and was licking it. So that's his type of dog. That's what this dog does. I guess he's a super genius. That's what people say about these types of dogs. Like, very, very smart, kind of prickish with how smart they are.
Like a herder.
Yeah, can open every single type of door. We have a side latch, like sideways latch that you have to like pull out, difficult to open. He's figured out to put his, like you got to pull it sideways to open something. He's figured out to put one paw up, other paw around, open this entire thing. Especially if there's food on the other side. This fucker's going to get to it. You know, that's kind of his life. Good job, Blue. You done a good job, buddy. I appreciate you out here. You know, and you're not just terrorizing the house because you got so much energy. So terrorize the thunder.
Did you run him this morning?
He ran outside, yeah. Ran outside pretty good amount. He's running around here. He was running back and forth, obviously. So much room to explore. And then also, he saw Bone. This guy used cattle. He's a cattle herder.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Kept doing circles around Bone for some reason.
Just kept hitting him with his head, you know, doing this number here. You know, and Bone was like, this dog really likes me. Yeah, certainly does.
Bone's not that big.
I'm not a cow.
He's not that big.
He's not. He's on his way right now, actually. They're doing the Mordor walk.
Yeah, we got
Oh, yeah,
Bone,
I saw
got motivated Bone to do a Mordor walk challenge. Download the app. It's connected to his Garmin. We are on our way to Mordor. About I want to say 1,780 miles to go.
Okay, so it's 18 because we're less than 143 miles from leaving the Shire. Okay, so the Shire is where you started. Okay, the way he worded that was absurd for some of us that maybe don't understand what's going on.
Sure.
But you guys, how many days have you started your pilgrimage to the Ring Lord?
One day into the pilgrimage to Mordor.
Okay, you're headed to Mordor, which is where you take the ring that you got from the hobbits and the creatures.
To destroy.
Because we don't want the ring, because the ring's too powerful.
Evil
Way
power.
too power.
You need to get rid of that thing. So we're walking that fucker 1,800 miles.
That's right.
Got it.
So that the bad guys can't see us. That's why we're walking.
Where's
around
Sauron at in all this?
Sauron's getting his army ready.
Okay.
And where's Soren? He's at the Ring Lord, or is he behind you?
He's in the bad guy area, the bad castle.
Oh, so there's during these treadmill walks on this road to Mordor, you guys are going to run into some battles.
Oh yeah, a lot of trials and tribulations.
What type of weapons do they have?
Swords, bows.
Okay, because we're going to make this realistic in here while you guys are walking. I think there should be.
Foxy,
Well, the
Foxy's
hobbits-
going to bring in a bow and arrow. He said.
Paintball guns.
The hobbits don't really carry weapons. They got little tiny daggers because they're more for stealth. So we're gonna have Ty be Aragorn. Maybe he comes in with a sword. I know Bruce is
I will
already
be joining them on their journey, but they got a ways to go until they're gonna get to me.
Yeah, still got like 180 miles till we get to our reinforcements, our kind of the Fellowship of the Ring, if you will.
Now this is Lord of the Rings. Okay, 17 different Oscars. It is one.
Total, yeah.
Best movie. It has one.
But yeah, the last one won Best Picture. The third one.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Did you know that?
I think
I've
it's
never seen any.
tied for most Oscars of all time. I think it won.
Are
I
they
want
still
to say
making them?
it was nominated for like 14 and won like 11.
Jeez, these types of movies don't normally just like win, right? Is
Not typically, but this is like one of the most beloved series of all time. And for the longest time, it's like, how are they ever going to make this thing into a movie? And then Peter Jackson said, "I'm gonna figure it out," and he did. And I mean, this thing was a smash hit, you know. And then now they re-release it all the time in theaters and stuff. Like it spawned a bunch of spin-offs and a bunch of. I mean, it's just crazy stuff.
My mom loved Love. I think she read the books. The books,
Yeah.
very big, right? Like
Yes.
Beyblade.
Yes.
Very.
They're like Beyblades.
I mean, they made 3 movies out of the first book, like the prequel book, which was just 1, not 3.
Jeez,
Is this walk like a common challenge that Lord of the Ring people do?
good question.
I don't know about the challenge itself, but I do know people go to New Zealand and like very specifically walk the like the sets of where they filmed all the Lord of the Rings movies.
Are you guys following the topography? Are you going up and down inclines, or are we flat the entire time?
I think right now we're just doing flat. Like if there was a sidewalk through Middle Earth.
You've been walking with incline.
Yeah, I've been doing incline, but I don't think it's not based on the topography because I mean there's one.
Yeah, but
team.
you need to say you've been doing incline.
I've been doing incline.
Bowen is walking on regular treadmill. We like that he's moving it all.
Yeah.
Okay? We like that he's doing
Put
that.
a weight vest on too at times.
That's
he is. He does. He has.
As the journey goes on and the ring gets heavier, that's when the weight vest will come on.
Oh, we don't like that way he's talking about Bowen, but I do like that Bowen finally looked in the mirror and said, I got to do something. And if Lord of the Rings was the reason that got him into it, I don't care. I'm happy about
Bingo.
it. And we're going to publicly pressure you guys to finish this walk.
And we will. And it's going to take over a year.
Okay, I didn't know you guys were just signing up.
I mean, just
it's like
strictly
1,800 miles.
Yeah, strictly math-wise, I mean, it will take over a year.
We need to start hitting this treadmill a little bit early and late in the day. We need to start stacking.
But see, like that's when
There's a walking treadmill during the show.
The point of it will get lost if we do something like that. Then it doesn't become for us, and it doesn't become fun.
About
and
the
like,
journey.
Yeah, and like
Right.
part of
the journey, yeah.
like just being healthy.
Where are you guys headed today?
Today we're just trying to get to the first pub. I'm not sure exactly what it's called. I know Bo knows all the names of this shit. I don't per se, but I know there's some pub that we're like halfway to that we need to get to.
All right. Hey, you gonna have pints when you get
Celebrate
to the
with
pub?
the pint, yeah.
No, I mean that also will kind of do we walk so that we can then be bums and drink pints like
That's kind of the whole part of the journey here.
kind of. I think
saw
more
GM doing
of
it.
the point is just to get in better shape. So I don't know if we're at the point of hey, let's drink pints at the end of day 2. Let's get to day 21 and then drink pints.
Yeah, but if you get to the Ivy Bush, you got to have a pint.
Well, I mean, the Ivy Bush does have the best lager in all the Shire. It's just I don't know if we're there yet.
What about the Green Dragon Inn? You need to stop by and have a pint at the Green Dragon Inn.
Actually, we got to be on our P's and Q's on the Green Dragon Inn. Some weary travelers to go through there, so we don't want to get boozed up.
Jukebox stops, yeah.
Yeah.
You got to remember these hobbits are very, very, very small. So like one flagon of ale, and they're going to be just incredibly boozed up. Might not be able to walk for a while.
Okay, so you guys got to get a size of a pint that's in proportion to what the hobbits would have. So we need you to have maybe an entire pitcher.
Yeah, well, they booze, so it'd be like 2 pitchers. These hobbits, they
That's what
don't
I'm talking
just
about. Bowen, I mean, he might have to drink a keg.
Yeah, true. I mean, that would be to size.
Let's get to a break. I'm proud of you guys.
Then again, we're going into the John Schneider. Like, we don't want Bone to be doing this just so he can drink 30 beers that night. We want to
Hey,
all be doing it to.
It looks like it's working out for John Schneider.
Yeah, for sure.
Seems like him and his body have a little agreement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to do what I'm going to do to you at night. Then I'm going to do what I do during the day. You guys figure it out in there.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like they're doing it.
Yeah.
He's winning titles doing that shit.
No doubt.
Very loud, though. I don't know how he's on the phone. We have a walking treadmill in here. Bailey McComb's got one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Obviously. Bailey McComb's got one for his office. He said he couldn't use it because it wasn't efficient. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. Because I started seeing other people that were doing it. I said, why don't you you know what? I'm going to do this. This is what seems like smart people do who are very busy and have a lot of bullshit type work that they have to do. You can multitask while getting in shape. Schneider's got a cowboy watching film. He's on a phone negotiating a future deal while also getting his steps in and putting his shots up. I'm really impressed by this. The walking treadmill we got here, so loud. Do you remember that? I tried it one day.
Oh, yeah.
It was so, every step too was just another wow,
And thin.
wow, wow. And it was thin. Yeah, I had to walk like tiny, like it was like a very tight walk. Yeah. And so watching him do it, because guys do Peloton. Guys do Peloton in your offices. This is the first walking treadmill we've seen in there. But I like that he's just figured out how to kind of balance the body and the mind and the spirit, it seems like, at the same time. We've seen Mr. Schneider here put on a pretty impressive feat. Okay? I mean, Ty Schmidt were talking to each other for 2.5 hours.
Yeah. This close.
I wouldn't go that far.
You guys
but
were this close to each other.
It's loud. What do you? I mean,
Yeah.
I want to hear what this guy's got to say. He's won 2 Super Bowls.
I do like that. You, whenever you get a little boozed up, absolutely hysterical. You do come in for the real thing, though. You do come in for the real thing to make sure we're really. Schneider feels like the same way. So when you two were kind of making sure you both could hear each other, we were viewing from afar, just so proud. Just so proud of what was happening at that thing. And we know how big of a moment that was for you with Mr. Schneider.
It's huge.
But I think for him also.
We had a great discussion. We had a great time.
He's a good time.
He is a good time.
Schneider's a good time.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think McDonald, sorry, geez. There's so many Micks out here.
Amen.
McDonald had to be a guy, right? if Schneider's hiring him, we should have assumed that it was going to be the right move, right?
Yes.
I think
especially the way how it all happened, like with Pete going out, like he had to be very confident that he found his guy.
Yeah, now that we kind of know Schneider a little bit more and everybody's starting to show him a little bit more respect in the history of ball and what he might be, like greatest GM, one of the greatest GMs of all time. It's like him moving and kicking Pete Carroll out of the building, after kicking Russ out of the building, after kicking the Legion of Boom out of the building. Like, those are a lot of very hard decisions. But you have to have, forethought on what the future could look like. Because if you just kick everybody out that does everything and you get worse, your ass is getting fired. Instead, he was able to do all that, have the vision, deal with the tough stuff, take the shots on the shins, and then move forward into a different era. And the ownership group was like, thank you, yes, sell. And then the new ownership comes in. Is this guy staying? Yeah, sweet. So he'll just do the football thing and I just got to do all it? Yeah, you got it. It's like he has been very beneficial to the Allen family. He's been very beneficial to the Seahawks. And he's been very beneficial to the league in being like a blueprint on how you can go from one era to the next and have success both times. Not easy to do. He has somehow threaded the needle. Good for him out there while he's walking on that fucking treadmill.
Not easy to do at all. I mean, look, like, can you say have the Colts been trying to do that ever since Peyton has been gone? Like, they're always there's so many teams that are trying to figure out to do what they do, but I think a lot of it starts with his talent evaluation. That dude knows how to draft. Like, he seems to draft the right people and plug them into place. I don't know what you're pissed off about. I didn't say anything bad.
Well, there's just no reason to bring up the Colts. There's a lot of teams.
I'm just thinking of, how hard it is to transition from like a great era of the franchise to like move to the next era. It is.
Yeah.
Tough decisions have to be made.
Still doing it here.
Patriots figuring it out right now in real time. We're watching it happen. Good for them.
Steelers.
Pittsburgh Steelers are in the middle of who's post Ben Roethlisberger going to be the guy.
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers. So Mason Rudolph. We'll talk about that. Let's get to a break. On the other side, we'll wrap up all the news that's happening. Seems like there's a clear-cut number 2 quarterback in Pittsburgh, and it's not one of the young guys.
No, it's not.
Who is it, Coach?
Listen, I love Austin Mason Rudolph. I said that last year. I was impressed with what this guy's doing. So Mason's not going to play.
Or maybe they don't want him to get hurt, so they can trade him.
Whoa!
Tony.
So much fodder, so many angles. We'll see which one's accurate, which one's not. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice, it might change their life. Take 5!
They can run it, they can spin it, they can kick it. This Buckeyes team is playing football at a level nobody else in the country is playing right now.
That's so stupid. That's crazy. And also take us off the fucking team. We do not deserve to be on there.
They all commit and love what's going on in that weight room. They all commit and love what Jim Harbaugh's preaching. And everybody in the building's happy. Everybody's like excited to be there.
First row, Mark Fresher in the first row. Second row was on here.
It is infectious what they got going on. And how many owners are spending $300 million on a new facility just for the practice facility?
This is Butler Bernie's. Wow!
Oh my God! Oh shit! In the bunker.
That's a great shot. But then for them to do it upright for the last couple, it's like, look out for the Chargers, dude. Look out for the Chargers.
Coach. Hey, I got a gift for you. Here we go. Okay, so we missed your birthday, we missed Christmas. We couldn't have
Whoa, look at that.
Your perspective on high five is one of the greatest things we've ever seen.
So all-time great invention. I love the high five. Yeah, give each other a high five. Bam! Bam!
Boom! Boom!
Oh my God!
Wow! Boom!
So we wanted to make you basically something that you could high five. My dad made this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
He is talented.
Yeah, boom.
Keep that feeling.
Yeah. Boom. Yeah, boom, boom, boom. And we tested it. I think you can get a pretty good pop if you need. Yeah.
That is incredible.
Obviously, national champion, Michigan man, and greatest high five.
Yeah.
Because of what you brought for the high five world.
Oh, yeah.
He tried to give a handshake to that particular high five trophy. Did break the hand off. We had to put it back on.
There you go, handshake.
Oh no! Oh no!
There we go.
We have so much respect.
You guys just roll deep. This would be entourage level, wouldn't it?
To be honest, we didn't know we were going to be able to get 11 people in here, and then we pulled up and said we have 11. That's where it should roll 11. Yeah. Always start 11. You're right. You're the best. I mean, wow, it looks like a lot of highlights against one particular team.
They played more than one game. Why do they have all these TVs for one game?
Imposing our will.
This sucks.
Party in the backfield.
No
one.
We mean no
one. How Pizza Hut, but this might be close.
I love that Chargers team even more now.
If you were to touch this grass, it would feel as if the history of football was kind of one with your soul, one with your body. And then you look at the views, the sand
Gabriel.
Mountains with the cotton candy clouds, the way the sun will rise and then the sun will set, and as the sun is setting tonight, there's going to be a football game taking place. You're talking about movie stuff. What do you think it is about your team in that locker room, and why do you think you guys have been able to show up every week?
You know, I think the buy-in on our team is unbelievable. We talk about a player-led team. I think a lot of people say that, but so rarely do you actually see it.
Two Goliath Big Ten teams. What a magical matchup here in the Rose Bowl. And watching Ohio State do what they did to Tennessee, it felt good for the North. They did. It felt good for the bowl.
Look at that field.
God, look at those mountains.
Look at those mountains. San Gabriel Mountains. There's the field.
The San Gabriel.
San Gabriel Mountains.
I believe that means the Gabriel.
All parties and all agree that it's in the best interest of everybody and public safety that we postpone the game for 24 hours.
AJ Hawk's working for the bowl. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to beautiful Pasadena, California, the granddaddy of them all, the 111th Rose Bowl, which will be taking place on the most beautiful field in the history of football. The Oregon Ducks, who are the Big Ten champs, will take on the Ohio State Buckeyes. The college football playoff is obviously in the middle of a transition era, but we go back in time into a movie-like setting to battle in the Big Ten to see who gets to move on and who goes home. Our UFO just flew over top B-2 bomber and in the national anthem. And on the day in the United States of America where a heinous act has happened, it's a nice reminder that we'll get your ass. You might take a shot, but you're never gonna win. And 10 for Will Howard. Same exact play action. Drops it off to Jeremiah Smith. With space. He's a monster! Jeremiah Smith! First touch is a touchdown! Time. Shot that middle at Puka. Ooh! Touchdown!
See the split safeties right here. So Will Howard knows his read, looks him off, steps up in the pocket. Great throw.
Takes a shot. And what happens? Jeremiah Smith comes up with the ball. Handoff. Run to the left. Jordan James. Will Howard. Time. Oh, no. Jeremiah Smith's wide ass open. And that's a touchdown. Ohio State is kicking the living shite out of the Oregon Ducks. If Jeremiah Smith is on your team, I think you can win every game. Travion Henderson. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown! They can run it. They can spin it. They can kick it. This Buckeyes team is playing football at a level nobody else in the country is playing right now. Now there's a low snap. Rolls left, throws back to the right. Jeremiah Smith's on the field, so that's another first down. Thus far, this game has been absolutely shite. Step it. Oh my God. That is so beautiful. You got Matt Hardy on the left there. AJ, chance.
I see it at the 47. Unfortunately, my youngest son puked all over himself, went to the hospital, so my whole family's not here anymore to hear that. But I'm getting some updates every once in a while. He seems to be doing not much better. He puked over the whole section. Jeez. Instant urgent care, instant hospital. Oh, no. What type of shite was he eating? Is someone making salmon down here? We came down here and smelled like fish. Look at this.
For those that have never been here, I would recommend coming and checking it out. Although this particular game was absolute shite. Woo!
Hey,
Why?
let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink.
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the DraftKings Thunderdome. On this Monday Night Football Thursday, August 20th, 2026, hour 3 of the program begins now. Football is the greatest, and tonight we have preseason. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm trying to time it up. Because I'm a little bit delayed. I always try to say it a bit early. I don't know how is it timed up at all.
That one sounded like it was a little bit off by all parties. Do we want to go back to the top, or do you want to let us know? Are you going early or late here?
I was trying to go early on this time.
Okay, let's go from the top. So this time, go early, and then we'll tell you if that's the right. What's that?
About what?
What were you saying?
Oh, I thought we were doing something.
I thought that one sounded good.
Go again.
No, yeah. So tell us if you're early or if you're going early or late.
This feels like a bit. This feels like a scheduled bit that I don't know about.
No,
but I'm all in. I'm in. I'm playing.
It's the preseason. We're trying to get ready for the regular season.
It's called practice. You're right. It's called practice, not perfect. So yeah, let's do it.
Bingo. Okay, so you're going to go early in your mind, and we'll tell you if it's on time or if you need to go just a little bit later. That's where the mindset is going into this rep, right?
Yep.
Joint practice here, okay?
Yep.
From the top, please, Foxy. Let's go.
Why?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen,
you guys got to say it too, though.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time
Something's
leading
up. I can tell
tackler for the
something's
Green
up.
Bay Packers.
You pink.
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the DraftKings Thunderdome. On this Monday Night Football Thursday, August 20th, 2026, hour 3 of the program begins now.
Football.
Wow.
That's about.
Now we know the effort that you're giving. Because I never hear you do
I
it.
know what we're doing. Don't talk about my volume. I thought you guys were joining me. What happened?
No, we were wanting to know if you were on time or not. Nobody told you they were joining you. Nobody said anything. You need to do your job. Okay, let's not worry about what everybody else is doing around us. Let's just
I'm trying to time it up with you guys. That's what I'm saying. I go early to try to time it up with you because if I go when I hear you guys say football, it seems to be a split second late.
Yeah, if that's your volume, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you might as well not even say it.
Okay.
No, but you need
I'm going to continue to say it. I am going to continue to say it.
Okay, but we would like you to just confidently say it because it sounded like that one had a lot of questions.
No, there was no questions. I tried to say it quietly so I could hear you guys to see if I time myself up.
No, but we were going to be the ones that are going to tell you if you're on the right. That one felt like the timing good, volume bad.
Oh, okay. All right, good. I wasn't worried about. I wasn't trying to get the volume right. I was trying to get the timing right. So bam.
Do you need one more?
I can always use one more reps. Is what gets everybody better.
Let's do that extra rep.
Let's do it.
Let's do that extra rep. From the top, please.
Here we go. Can't wait.
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink.
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the DraftKings Thunderdome. On this Monday Night Football Thursday, August 20th, 2026, hour 3 of the program begins now.
Football!
You're a little early. Paulie just delayed a tiny bit there. That's AJ Hawk. The Toxic Tip was here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer. Cowboys AP. Tone is here. I think you need to delay like a half a second. From what you just
I'm always
said.
Always working on it.
Absolutely. First time we did that, Blue was in a different part of the Thunderdome. Second time he was standing. Third time, this guy's sitting like a perfect.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Like a statue.
A statue.
Like a boy. Now Jabba though's kind of getting him a little bit.
Let's stop Jabba. Stop it.
Come on, hey Jabba, what's going on?
Bite it.
He's gonna herd this thing right here. Hey, Jabba, let's make sure we're acting right. Okay, let's make sure we're going where we're supposed to be going. Little Jabba. Blue has been fantastic in here, I must say. I've been impressed by this dog and how he has acted. Very comfortable over here, hanging here, talking to everybody. Just told me he needed to go outside and pee during the break. Took him outside to pee. Started running the land a little bit. I hit a little whistle to him. He comes running right back, comes inside, jumps right onto Gumpy's chest, white shirt, mud all over. So it was a nice little break there, pal. Happy Gump Day, by the way.
Happy Gump Day.
Had to change the tarp there because Blue got a little excited, eh?
Perfect. Prem starts tomorrow. Liverpool on Sunday. Here we go.
Okay, Prem's happening. AJ, what does that mean?
Yeah, soccer.
Yeah, that is exactly right.
Prem, so the league below the league is starting.
No, Premier is the one in England.
What's the champions?
Champions League is all the leagues in Europe.
So that's the all-star of the leagues.
Yeah, it doesn't start for a month or so.
Oh.
And you got to do good in Prem to get to champions. So really,
Next year.
Yeah.
You got to do good in Prem this year to be in champions next year.
Is Ryan Reynolds' team and old Robbie Mack, where are they?
They're in the championship, one below.
They're in Burnley's league.
They've come up quite a bit. I think they were like, what?
The championship. You got the championship, the Prem, and then the Champions League?
No.
Yes.
That's just
championship,
England.
Prem,
Championship
then
is
champions.
England.
Okay.
Yeah, why don't we name them all the same thing? That sounds good.
The
all
English
three of those are different.
championship. Jeez Louise.
Don't forget League Ooh.
Yeah,
Gump,
League,
I hear your tone, Gump. Your tone
Bundesliga.
acts like it's common sense, like you would know this. I understand you follow it very closely, but like as an outsider's view, some of it, the wording makes it tough. But I'm trying to learn.
I mean, I would guess that Wrexham will never be in the Champions League, but shoot for the stars for sure.
Maybe in the Prem, though.
Yeah. Maybe the Prem. I feel like they might hit a wall in the championship this year. It's a tough league to play in, but we'll see how it goes.
Well, the championship is filled with Prem teams that have been relegated, because bottom 3 are going down to the championship. Top 4 going up to Champions League, AJ. Obviously, everybody knows that. Bottom 3, Championship League. Top 4, Champions League. Everybody else hanging out in the Premier League, which is England's Premier League. Now, there are other leagues. The Bundesliga, which is Germany's Premier League. La Liga is another one. They have the French Farm League where all the teams are ass, but they talk a lot, right? Is that not a league?
Just PSG beats the shit out of everybody. League.
MLS would do it to, I believe, the French league, right?
I don't know if I go that far, but yeah, it's the top league.
Marseille would cook the MLS.
PSG's won the Champions League back-to-back seasons.
Monaco. No,
I'm not so convinced that you could throw the MLS. Let's take the best 6 teams in the MLS.
Yep.
I think you could have them come play high school soccer in Indiana, and I'm not so sure the MLS 6 teams would. There might be, like I don't know, like Bishop Chittard here in Indy. They might win the state championship over like LAFC or
what?
There's a
You
chance.
think our American high schoolers are better than our MLS league?
From what I'm seeing on the pitch lately, yeah, I'm not so sure that's not the case.
MLS All-Stars are getting regulated in the Prem.
It's called relegated, I believe.
Right, they're getting regulated on the pitch too.
Regulators,
mount up! And they did that last night. I don't know if you saw Philadelphia Union, one of the Sullivans, formed tackle on Cuz. Just wait, we're not happy at all about what just happened. You know what I'm gonna do about it? I don't think so. Boom.
Oh,
you want to step over me? I don't think. His little brother is about to jump in right there. Sullivan, he was 16 years old, I think, signed to the Philadelphia Union. He just got punched in the face, just kept eating and kept moving forward. We like that. He's a teenager. He's young. Yeah. His brother right there goes at form tackle. See, this is what's coming. This is what the French League could never. Sullivan, picking guy. Hi. Oui, monsieur. Yeah, I think that would certainly be something. Bonjour, au revoir is what the Sullivan boys are saying over there. But I think that is not a great thing that's the biggest highlight out of your league.
I would agree, because if we're going crazy about, that takedown where he tries to like squeeze the guy's nuts before he does it. I don't know if that's what we want to, write home about and say, wow, this league's awesome.
Well, how about Messi scoring then? He did a little.
Yeah, but again,
he's down here at the bottom, Messi.
Messi makes it look like, he's playing against soccer shots, like they're doing at daycare over here that my daughter's in. Like that, it looks like that's who everyone else on the field is, and then you have Sweet Lou Messi.
He did that in the World Cup too. Just he couldn't get the ball in the finals. Like Spain didn't let him even touch. I don't think he touched the ball in the finals. But in the MLS, every once in a while, the ball gets over to Messi, and he makes everybody look like children. Would he do that in every league?
I mean, yeah, he's maybe best of all time, But I told you, I know we used to do this where we'd act like the MLS is, the top league in the world. It's not. It's a horseshit league. I'm sorry. I wish it was better. Soccer Don Garber, he's done his best. He's tried his best, and that's before we go to the Premier League schedule, and we got them playing soccer in Chicago when it's 20 below wind chill in the middle of winter and. Then we'll really see no one watching.
There was an hour and a half delay in Orlando last night as well.
Due to rain, or
yeah, they got back out there though. Yeah,
it's just they had their moment in the sun.
When we beat what was that team? The first game, who'd we watch?
Paraguay.
Oh no, I'm not even talking. Because that does not matter until the next one. And quite frankly, even with us getting punched back, it doesn't matter then either because we're not going to win.
Dude.
But
Kevin Sullivan. That guy's
if he's so good, why the fuck's he playing in the MLS? Because you know what
17.
I'm noticing?
They're sending him over to
Man City. Yeah, guess what? Lamine Yamal was fucking starting for Barcelona when he was 15. And that's what it takes.
That's different.
That's what it takes.
That's different.
We don't fucking have that. So I'm done.
Fair enough.
Now, if Bobby Boanga
Sure.
wants to rescind wherever he's from. I don't know. He's kind of a man of no nation, a beast of no nation, if you will. And he wants to come play for the United States. Now, granted, come correct me if I'm wrong. I think he might be like 37 by the time the next World Cup
he's
rolls
31.
around.
He'll be 35.
Yeah.
That's fine. Tim Ream.
Well, LAFC isn't fucking playing them, so it doesn't matter. They got their two best players.
See?
They got
And
their two
that's
best
why
players
this league
on
is
the
a
prime
problem.
to the 64th minute. Cost me my goddamn parlay.
All right, we did soccer.
Yeah.
His name's not even Bobby.
Yeah. I'll tell you what.
No. It's like Dennis or something.
Yeah,
You guys have been talking about this guy for months.
When he scores, he says, "I'm Bobby
his name?
Boanga," though.
Okay, so Bobby Boanga was a name that I had heard only from you guys.
Yeah.
And you continue to speak of this man. And I learned a lot about him. This guy's a player.
He is a player.
He's an absolute stallion of a player. And his name is not even what you guys call him. Can we show Mr. Is his name Boanga?
It's Dennis
name
Dennis
Boanga.
Boanga. Yeah.
Dennis Boanga.
His teammates call
That
him Bobby
doesn't
Boanga.
really roll off the tongue. You know what does? Bobby Boanga.
Yeah, Bobby Boanga also has a chance
There he
to
is.
be.
And it's probably
guy.
not Dennis. It's probably like Denny or something like that. It's Bobby Boanga. He
is French or so.
Oh, so it's Denis.
Yeah, exactly.
Denis Boanga.
No
Plays for
thanks.
LA in the MLS.
Yeah.
LAFC,
And he
not to be
lights it
confused
up.
with LA Galaxy.
See, that's what I'm saying. He's such a good player. He plays in the MLS. He's from France. He's
Can't
no
even
good.
get any time.
He was on he scored in the final, right? Or the third place game?
No, I think it was only that other guy. What's his name?
Mbappe?
Yeah, there it is.
Mbappe.
He's really good. All right, that was good soccer. I'll
good.
tell you what, we'll probably stick around soccer every time it comes up going forward until we've just really pissed Ty off, because we got there, and boy, that was the goal. And it's up, and he scores, as Greeny would say. As a soccer goal.
Greeny loves the beautiful game. You can really tell.
Messi's down here at the bottom, and he gets it, and it's up, and he scores. All right. That's what Greeny said this morning. It was one of the best reads I've ever heard Greeny have. I was dying laughing because he wanted to say it's up and good because it was a kick.
Mm-hmm.
But then he was like, it's not a field goal, though. In mid-sentence, you could tell he was trying to, not the right decision.
How does this work?
While trying to show respect to the greatest of all time. That was funny. I do think Messi has been a success story for soccer as a whole in America. But, man, the way the U.S. team ended, I think, is going to be something. And then the MLS goalies, like, whiffing and goals going in. They're getting in their season now, though. They're back. Messi's back. He's off the World Cup.
Isn't it almost the playoffs?
Getting close, yeah. Inter Miami's got to figure it out. They're struggling right now, legitimately.
Is that his first game back?
Second, they lost 4-1 the other night. I mean, they're in it. They finally switched goalies from that fucking guy who just lets everything in for no reason. So that was good.
Connor, I didn't know you had affiliations like that.
I just didn't realize they were fucking struggling. I mean, none of this shit matters. Basically, almost 90% of the stuff we've been talking about for the past 6 months doesn't matter in 7 days, and then it really doesn't matter in 20 days. That's where I'm at.
Okay,
Hey, we got preseason tonight. I don't even give a. If it was the World Cup final tonight, or Raiders versus
Texans,
I'm watching preseason week 2 Raiders Texans.
Yeah, so that's Hall of Fame game numbers. You know, we'll tell you the story about how America feels about our league and our sport. We do appreciate what soccer did. Gave us a lot of run, gave us a lot of that.
Helped the summer so much.
Guppy's obviously all in, but it is tough to continue to do soccer talk, especially after you get tied to exactly where we were trying to go. There was a North Star to that conversation, and we ended up at it. And now there's a night filled with great quarterbacks playing the best sport to ever be created. As Fernando, we think he's going to get a lot of rub from what Clint Kubiak, head coach of the Raiders, said. Now, is that like he's one quarterback and they're doing it to see what he does? He's number one quarterback, and then Kirk comes in. Kirk Cousins to be determined. I don't know if there's been any updates since we've been live, but there's no update there. Is this just kind of like, let's give a run with Nando? Who's he playing alongside? And then CJ Stroud, probably a series or two, but nobody on defense is playing. So you'd assume that Nando should be able to have a little bit of success, but the Houston Texans defense is the best in the league. Are the backups also that? We shall see. Dougie Davis-Mills will play. He's an experienced NFL quarterback. He can move the ball if he needs to. Brock Purdy, obviously a stud, a very made man from the San Francisco 49ers, earned it out of Iowa State as the last pick of the NFL draft, now leading the San Francisco 49ers against Justin Herbert and the Chargers. This feels like a big night of ball. Like if this was week 10 and this was happening in a back-to-back primetime matchup and we had Fernando versus CJ Stroud and Brock Purdy versus Justin Herbert, we would be very fucking excited. So we got to count this as a massive win on Monday Night Football Thursday, August 20th, 2026, which is what you wanted us to be discussing this entire time, Ty.
Yeah, definitely. And, I mean, especially now when the preseason and training camp has kind of gone on a little bit and you kind of it wears off, like especially if it's your team, like you get very excited about a few guys and then you see different highlights. We're at the point now where you're kind of getting a little bit better of an idea, like, okay, this guy actually might make an impact this year. Like this guy, he has come a long way from what I saw last year. And then again, just at this point, like even for Herbert and Purdy, like they might only get one series, but like last week watching the Packers-Steelers, like that one series that Jordan Love got, like that's really all I needed to see. It was like, okay, it looks good. I'm in a better spot now than I was before this game started with all the new pieces and everything. So if you're a fan of either one of those teams or just, a fan in general looking to watch, some good football, like that's enough of a carrot dangled in front of you that like it's worth investing your time watching these games.
Joint practice is happening. Bears, Bengals, Bills, Browns, Eagles, Patriots, Falcons, Colts. I want to let you know, social media team for the Colts putting out some highlights.
Here we go.
I saw DeForest Buckner just moving bodies. I saw him going absolutely crazy. Saw Danny Dimes making some plays. Buck, whenever he's hurt, we don't play good. So last couple years, he's been out for some significant time. We have not been good at football whenever he doesn't play. When he plays, we've been very good at football. And I think some of the injuries, like is it worth him playing, is it not worth him playing type situations, but when he's on the field, we are very, very good. Him and Grover next to each other, fantastic news. I like seeing this against the Falcons, and we'd like to welcome Buck all the way back. Here's Josh Downs cooking. Hi. See you later. How you doing? Now, Danny Dimes hits him with a ball. Josh thinks he could turn around and go back for it. Great route here. I mean, just routed up. Old buddy. I like that number 13's back out there. Looks like T.Y. Hilton. Here's Dolan, I believe, catching it. It's like Danny Dimes went crazy today. So did the offense. This is all you need in preseason. Just a couple highlights. Just a little bit of hope that your team can be great. Now, on the other side, what they're saying about the Falcons, not good. And
it might be the worst team in the NFL, they're saying.
At one position, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the people that have been waiting to go after Tua, who are maybe a part of the Miami Dolphins fan base, they're certainly finding their reasons with what reporters are saying. Kevin Bowen, who is local radio host here in Indianapolis, he did a selfie breakdown of practice and was like, Danny Dimes, 14 of 14, offense moving. Tyler Warren, a little bit of a scare, but he should be good. Atlanta, trouble. Tua, not good. And then that obviously got picked up in Atlanta more so than it did here in Indianapolis. Here's his video right here. Literally, this is what the look was. This thing goes mega viral in Atlanta, and then probably down there in the Dolpham community if I had to as well. Kevin Bowen, good man, has done a lot for the city of Indianapolis, from Indianapolis, loves the Colts. We appreciate his reporting, but all good coming out of Colts, seemingly all bad coming out of Falcons, but that's just one day. That's kind of us living and dying literally with every single highlight or low light that comes out with our team, and I think that's why this year's preseason for me has been a bit more special. For you as a Patriots fan, it feels like there's a new highlight every single day.
Yeah, it's been incredible. They've also done the joint practices. Like Tony and I were just talking, it's nice that the Patriots have had this the last 2 weeks, and the Colts the same exact thing. Like there's actually stuff that you can compare to and react to. Obviously, there's other drama, contract stuff with Gonzo and stuff like that, but watching Drake May throw the ball to A.J. Brown, to Romeo Doubs, like these new guys who are going to revamp the entire team so much has been huge. And then also just even on defense, like being able to watch your team play against a different offense is so nice, because usually if it's offense versus defense, you've mentioned this before, like you just want the offense to do well and you don't really care if it's your defense struggling, but being able to actually root for your own defense against another team's offense, I mean, that's the best part. And then if you're Atlanta, if anything, this is kind of good news, right? Because if Tua starts the first couple of games and he stinks, at least you find out about Penix. Like at least you get a chance to learn, like, okay, is Penix going to be our guy? Because even for Penix, like he hasn't really had a fair shake or been healthy enough to really play enough where So if he stinks, then Stefanski gets to do the quarterback thing again and be the head coach there for 6 more years.
Yeah, we'll see how the Atlanta Falcons end up. Matt Ryan, Kevin Stefanski. You'd assume the offense will get it figured out. You know, you would assume.
Paid a lot of money.
I was going to say, they got a lot of weapons.
Yeah, Bijan Robinson, obviously people saying best running back in sport is behind you. Kyle Pitts, obviously out there. Can they get it going? We shall see. Maybe Tua's just trying to catch up to the offense. This is training camp. We got to remember that, AJ. We say it a lot. Practice. Yeah. Trying stuff.
We were just doing it.
Trying stuff, AJ.
It is hard, though. It is hard not to overreact both ways, like in a positive manner and a negative manner. If you see like one, or if you see and hear of one tough day, you're like, oh man, they're screwed. And then all of a sudden the next day is good and we're back on track.
One tough period. I mean, we watched one-on-one for the Colts Patriots, and Patriots offense was just cooking our corners. That gets put on the internet within 10 minutes of it happening, and I think we're losing every game of the year. Like that was my immediate reaction, just how bad it was. And then they're like, actually, by the end of practice, you see about 15 periods later, the Colts really started to actually dominate. It's like, okay, I like hearing that news. Us having Shane Steichen on immediately after that practice was a beautiful piece of, just kind of football storytelling, I think. Shane, I heard we're getting killed earlier. What? No, yeah, I guess I would have to watch the film on the one-on-ones. We just finished 4 touchdowns. What are we? I didn't see any of it. Okay, so maybe we should put more of it out. I think it's only a matter of time before there's full live stream with commentary of these joint practices, probably on NFL Network, if I had to guess. And that is me just saying that. I've not talked to anybody who actually makes decisions, but it feels like the emphasis on joint practices that's coming from next CBA, they will be where you see the stars play, and the preseason games are going to become, Now, owners like it because the owners like the preseason games because those tickets are still tickets, to those games. So they're going to have to figure out how to do the joint practices with places where they can sell tickets. I'm sure Jerry Jones will be able to figure that out before everybody else. But that feels like that's going to be the future of what we follow. It's not just going to be social teams getting clips out. I assume it's going to be live stream. And I assume there's going to be deals made between coaches and the networks on what's allowed to be shown, what's not allowed to be shown. Yeah. Hey, in this period, we can't be showing this. Got it. We'll go to this side. We need something over here then you got to be doing. So I think that's the next evolution of all this shit and what it becomes. And to be honest, that'd be great because you would see all the studs. Yep. All the studs have to take on the studs in those. And you also get situations. Hey, we got 2 minutes. We did it up there at the Steelers camp. We're like, all right, here we go, 147 left. And that was just us guessing and pontificating on what was happening because we didn't have refs. It's like, that shit's all good. And I think that's only a matter of time before that's what we're focusing on.
Yeah, like Packers Family Night. You could see them just doing Packers Family Night, but with joint practices. Then you still get guys in the stadium. You're still selling concession and everything like that. So that would be cool. It will just be interesting to see if they just completely get rid of the preseason. Like if all those preseason games are gone and there's only one at the end of the year.
Maybe like a showcase one for all the guys that are on the bubble.
Yeah.
Like a bubble game or something.
And when do you do that? Do you do that like this weekend where then there's still 2 weeks to the season or 17 days, whatever it will end up being? Or do you do it 14 days away? Like just to see how they do the preseason.
I'll be excited to see Roger Goodell tell these people that what we're thinking is 2 joint practices for every team. And then we'll do 1 bubble game at the end.
In Australia.
Players are going to hate the joint practice muss. Players are going to hate it.
Some of them be in prime time too,
Joint
6:30,
practices.
7 p.m. Yeah,
Oh,
7
yeah.
p.m. Yeah.
Morning ones too, because some teams go morning. I mean, that could be joint
Yeah, but I'm saying
practice.
move them to the prime time window too for certain days.
Hey, we need you two. You guys need to be night practicing because you guys might have a night game, right? Yep, that's on you guys to figure it out. So you can sell it to your team on why you're doing night practices. So we don't really give a shit that you don't like it. We're doing night practices because you're preparing for primetime games. So way to go. And we are going to be streaming that with 10 cameras. We're bringing 10 cameras to this thing, and we are going to be showcasing it. Because I think those practice reps, as somebody that got to watch a lot of it, a lot of practice reps I've got to watch. It's electrifying.
Yeah.
It is.
Way better than the combine. Look at the combine numbers. Like joint practice is much more fun to watch.
One-on-ones going.
When you stagger them all day.
Running back, linebackers, one-on-ones. Nobody even talks about that. Because right now all we see is wide receiver corners. You hear about offensive lineman ones. Running back, linebacker ones might be the most vicious out of all of it. Don't you think, AJ? That's real.
Oh, it's nasty. I've watched dudes' careers end in that drill, yes. Due to CTE.
Oh, okay. Well, potentially, but I thought you meant like they get exposed that they're not going to be able to handle what the NFL is. Because I've seen a few of those too, where it's like, okay, that guy just got said, this ain't the league for me. Linebacker and running back, both of them.
Yeah, it happens both ways, yeah.
The linebacker comes running in, got it, and a running back goes helmet to jaw, boom, right on back. You actually see the linebacker go, this is a men's league here. Wow. They just kind of walk this one off. Or a running back just getting actually steamrolled and finding out UFL is probably where I'm going to head to because they're paying these guys $100 million a year basically at this point. So that's the most official one, and we get no clips of that yet. I don't think I've seen any social team put out a clip of a running back linebacker one, but that's just one period that we could potentially have. Joint practice era of live TV is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
I cannot wait. That's probably like very soon if I had to guess.
Yep. Next couple of years.
Guys running like 7-second routes, doing 13 moves, catching the ball in one-on-ones, and people are like, oh, we're going to score 1,000 points this year.
I think that's where the commentators will be a big part of this. Commentators need to actually explain what's going on. You know, I think that's one home base, and I think you're red zone in that, right? I think.
Yeah, probably.
Definitely.
I think you're
definitely red zone.
I think you're bouncing.
Unless you just do like 10 o'clock, there's only one per hour. Like that'd also be sweet.
But then
from 10 to 8 p.m.
You could do the where you're like, hey, this practice, these two teams don't want it shown during this period. You go to a different practice.
Bounce over there. And also, you can have people on the ground, obviously.
Yeah.
Already have people that represent things that we missed. What do we miss? Yeah. Maybe there was a big scrum. Let's go ahead and go back to that footage. We have it here. This just took place. You can make that a whole day affair for sure.
Yeah.
They will.
Oh, I can't wait for that. I'm sure they've already thought of all of this, and they're in the middle of creating that as we speak. Just like Heinz Ketchup when I sent them Kitsch hot sauce, and they told me they're already in the middle of making it.
Yeah.
And then 15 years later, it dropped. I'm like, excuse me. That was. I wish Tim was still here. I was maybe like 13 or 14. Sent that email to Heinz. Thought I was gonna be a bazillionaire. I would like to partner with you. Kitsch hot sauce.
Could have been.
You need to put hot sauce in your ketchup. Mix it up. It's the best thing for everything. Kitsch hot sauce. It's the next one. Let's go ahead and do that. You put it on eggs. You put it on chicken. You can put it on anything. It actually, anything a ketchup can go on, this can go on. It's your next one. 10 emails maybe. 10 emails. Send it to them. However we can send it. Dial up internet, do the entire thing. Finally get one back. Thank you so much. A lot of ideas that get sent to us we already have in production. We will certainly be in contact or whatever.
They weren't.
They fucking 15 years later they did it. Still haven't mastered it, I don't think.
Stole your idea. You might be owed some money.
Don't talk about that. I need nothing. Okay, I need absolutely nothing from anybody. I'm just happy that the world has it because it is. I mean, I'm a ketchup guy over mustard. I don't mind mayonnaise, but I don't mind mustard either. But ketchup and hot sauce together is like the. Yeah, there it is.
Well, that's.
Yeah.
Is that it?
No.
Or is that sriracha?
I go Frank's. So you go Heinz ketchup circle to create a border. Then you go Frank's Red Hot into that. Okay, so then you fill up a pond. Okay, with that.
Sure.
And then you top the pond with ketchup. Then you take Dino Nug or whatever you are eating.
Oh, okay.
Fry, whatever you're doing. You whip that together. And you'll actually watch it come to the perfect color between a lightish, pinkish, reddish, orangish in there. And then you'll know when the right time is and you'll go for it. And it's fantastic. I still think they could do that. Heinz.
Could.
Who's Mr. Heinz, Mrs. Heinz? Didn't she marry Schwarzenegger?
Carol J. Heinz. that who you're thinking of?
Is that the Ridge?
Oh, she was married to a political guy back in the day. Who was it?
Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think a member of the Heinz family was married to
That was
Arnold.
the Kennedys.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Yikes. Same thing, though. Heinz family, Kennedy family.
Mm-hmm.
You get it. It's all kind of the same with Schwarzenegger.
It is.
All right, a couple big news. J.J. McCarthy is the backup quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings.
Thank God.
Not Carson Wentz.
What did you say?
Thank God.
Breaking news, Lions tight end Sam Laporta's status for Detroit's regular season opener is unclear after he suffered a hip injury. The star tight end sustained the injury during a recent practice and has missed multiple practices this week. E. Woodyard on the case, same with senior NFL insider Adam Schefter. Okay, so Sam Laporta, I think we heard a rumbling, right? We just didn't know what was going to be. That I think we heard hoping.
Yeah, exactly. I had seen that he was out of practice, and I had no idea why. And obviously last season, he was out for majority of the season with that back injury that he ended up having surgery on. So, and then when he had that surgery and was out for the year, the Lions had a winning record, were doing great. When he left, there was a humongous drop-off in the offensive production. He blocks, he catches, he does everything. He has been outstanding for this team. This is a big-time bummer. This is a killer, especially with the new offensive coordinator, Drew Petzing, who is a big tight end guy, allegedly. So this is a killer.
Yeah, Diggs just told Foxy in his ear that his dauber's down because Sam Laporta is potentially down.
Sorry, that really threw me off.
That's on
clearly.
me. I forgot that.
Sorry, yeah, Foxy, big on-air guy.
Well, I thought he was talking to me, too. I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's all right, Foxy. I appreciate what you said, what you did, and how you battled through there. But what Tone Diggs did say to all of us in one ear, his dauber is down right now. It seems like his dauber.
It definitely is.
Now, Sam Laporta, didn't your center get injured as well?
Yeah, the starting center that we just signed in the offseason, Cade Mays, he's out. He's been out. They say for like 8 weeks he'll be out. So they've been jumbling up the offensive line, trying to figure that out. The guard, Tate Ratledge, he's been taking center snaps. So
just like the Chargers, man, it seems like right? The Lions and the Chargers.
Yes, exactly.
Just injuries just seemingly are just showing up on a regular basis. Is it you guys have to do another cleansing of some sort? Like how do we get through this?
I have no idea because 2 years ago we're 15-2, but every single starter on the defense was out. We get the 1 seed, go to the first round of the playoffs, we lose there. That was a killer last year. We obviously don't make the playoffs, and then that was why when we made the NFC Championship a couple years ago, we were healthy. And it was like, this is the time where we had to do it, and they never did. So everyone's scared that the window might be closed. I think this year is a massive breaking point in that window era.
If we can stay healthy, obviously, the
Yes.
uncertain for week one is a different word than we've been hearing from everybody else. Hopeful. Everybody's been able to use the word hopeful because we're a couple weeks out from week one still. I wonder how many of those hopefuls will become uncertains.
Yeah.
We did hear now Sam Laporta uncertain for one. Go ahead, Tony, you had something?
Yeah, we were just talking about the Lions, and Foxy was going through all of the past. Wonder if Dan Campbell's regretting going for 4th down against the Niners that many times, up 20 points or whatever it was.
How many years ago was that? What I mean?
2023, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go from that to Heartbreak City to making playoffs and losing because you're House of Cards.
Yes.
To not making the playoffs.
Yep.
To this year.
Correct.
Oh, no.
If Josh Reynolds would have just caught those 4th down balls, we would have made the Super Bowl and probably won the Super Bowl.
But now,
If you just kicked the field goal, actually.
I mean, we don't want to go back in time and do armchair quarterbacking, but you guys should have won that game.
Should have won that game.
They're killing them.
And now look at what we're doing. We got the injury bug, and we can't get it out of the building up there.
the
I don't
worst.
like that at all.
It's the worst thing to have.
Yeah, it's the worst. It's an absolute bummer. But I'd rather have him be hurt now than hurt later in the season. Just let's get healthy, and hopefully he comes back.
Hurt me now, healthy me later.
Yeah, well said. Thank
Okay,
you.
I understand. I understand exactly
Yes.
what you're saying. Trevon Diggs has officially signed with the Seattle Seahawks. We believe, everybody kind of believes, the Terrion Arnold commissioner's exemption list conversation that we learned on Hard Knocks. We probably could have assumed that the Seattle Seahawks were going to try to bring in a member of the secondary, another corner. Trevon Diggs, veteran corner, was on the market. They bring him in. Obviously, Trevon Diggs is a couple years removed from leading the league in interceptions. Ball hawk, obviously. How we fit into the Seattle Seahawks defense is obviously the question. AJ, how do you feel about the move? Obviously, we think very highly of Schneider and the moves that he makes. Was desperately needing a corner, it sounds like. He brings in Diggs. Your thoughts?
I think it's a good fit. Obviously, we know Diggs is an absolute ball hawk. Did he have 10 picks a couple years ago?
11, I think. 11.
I mean, that's which is just unheard of to think of that much production. But so, yeah, I think Seattle, we see Coach McDonald, like, that guy is all about ball. He's all business. I think they will have a great role for him, and he can thrive in that system. It's like the style of play that they have there in Seattle. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, they set a standard, especially on defense, and I feel like Diggs can step right into that.
Yeah, it's such a hard position, man.
Yeah.
It's
impossible. Watch those one-on-ones. That's all I'm thinking watching those one-on-ones. I'm like, how are you ever going to – this guy's got a 15-way go on me. How do you ever cover him?
Well, and how about Jackson Smith and Jigba video that they did on Hard Knocks? It's like, all right, guess where this guy's headed? And you're like, oh, he's going that way. And he does. And then he breaks that thing off and just goes a complete different direction. And then you hear him talk about it. He's like, a good route runner is a good artist. Yeah, you're trying to paint a picture that isn't real to people. And it's like you watch that in like Keenan Allen and like Reggie and Cooper Kupp and like the Steve Smith, I think, was probably a good route guy if I had to guess. But like the people that are noted route runners, these fuckers are outrageous, just impossible to guess what they're doing. And it doesn't matter if you run a 4.8 or 4.9 or a 5.0. If the DB gives you a window with the quarterbacks that we have, if you can get open, I mean, they can get you the ball. And that's why third downs are so important and so impressive, because there's tight windows, there's lock coverage, and it's like these guys can make people just see ghosts, literally. The best athletes on earth are seeing ghosts because of where these guys are headed. Has to feel so good when you shake a guy.
Yeah.
Has to feel all hoopers, huh? Like, that's what I almost put with the Travis Kelce one. He looks in great shape, by the way.
I know. He does look good.
Did you see him walk? They did a walk down. This is from Mackenzie Nelson. Travis Kelce's final walk down the hill.
Wow.
At St. Joe. Obviously, they do training camp at St. Joe. This walk has been a pillar of Travis Kelce's life. And now he makes it his last time. And pause. And look, he's right there.
Good, man.
Look at that. Hey, he looks fit.
Yeah.
He does.
Like, actually, I was watching the walk, and I'm like, I wonder if he's getting emotional about this or very excited to get the fuck out of there. You know, could be.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Either.
Could be either or, you know, just thinking about all the things that have happened since he started doing this as a Kansas City Chief versus now actually being his final walk, what's going through his mind. And then as I saw him get right past Mackenzie here, didn't say anything, kind of an interesting video. I thought there would at least be an interaction. From my understanding, there wasn't, but there might have been one on the tail end whenever I went out there. I saw him get right in front of him. I'm like, golly, he looks like he's in really good shape. Because some of the videos from straight on didn't really know, because the shirt's like hanging out to the side. This one, it feels like he's in the best shape that he's been in some time. He's obviously looking to rewrite the end of his football story, or just write his football story, kind of how he's going to go out. Patrick Mahomes, not talked about really much. Chiefs still favorites because they have Andy Reid and the boys, but it's like, I like how they're looking and the way they're operating. Now, obviously, Alohi there on defense, not great. That is what is happening on the defensive side, especially whenever they trade away McDuffie and lose their other corner. Who's the other corner?
Jalen Watson.
Yep. Yeah, so they lose both their corners, so don't love seeing that. But it's like, offensively, there's a lot to like about this Chiefs team if they can figure it out again. And they can win a lot of games this year, and none of us would be surprised by that.
No, I wouldn't be surprised at all. I mean, when you have Patrick Mahomes at the helm, like, anything is possible, truly. But I don't know. I mean, they are in a good spot. We talked about teams kind of flying under the radar. That's what they are right now. But they jump out and, you know, they go 4-0 in the first month or something. I think people will have their expectations right back up there for the Chiefs.
Yeah. The Chiefs is still the Chiefs is what I would be saying at that point. But I still believe that right now.
And Mansour Delane, kind of their number one corner, who they drafted, I think, 7th overall or 8th overall, whatever it is. Feels like there's some of those positions we talk about all the time in drafts, like wide receiver. Those top guys usually come in and are great right away. Corner feels like a position like that, where the guys that are getting drafted, especially in the top tier of the first round of the draft, coming in are immediately great. It's Spags as well. So Spags is confident enough to tell, you know, Veach, like, hey, this is the corner that we need to replace Trent McDuffie. Probably going to be a huge piece for him.
All right, tonight's a huge night for preseason football as we start our journey and continue our journey, not to Mordor, but to Lombardi Mountain.
Oh, yeah.
Which is February 14th in Los Angeles on ESPN and ABC. Cannot wait for it. Las Vegas and Houston, San Fran and the Chargers. We're a team ride on Fernando Mendoza to throw at least one passing touchdown tonight. If you are of age and agree to gamble responsibly, we are live in all 50 states. We would love for you to join us on the best sports book on earth, DraftKings. Just one.
That's it.
Just one.
From the Nandozer.
First drive.
That's plus 400. If you would like to get on Fernando to throw a touchdown on his first drive It is a plus 400 bet. That was almost. The reason why I knew that so quickly is that was almost this particular team ride that we went on. But instead we said it wasn't touchdown just in general. Okay, let's just continue to do our thing. We think he should be able to do that. But who knows how long he plays? Who knows what happens on in front of him or on the other side of the field? It's preseason football. Let's gamble responsibly and not be assholes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. What the hell's going on in baseball? Speaking of assholes, guy hit a home run last night that they didn't count because he's too strong. Heard the polar bears getting ripped off. What the hell happened last night?
Nah, I don't know about that. Hey, listen, this is going to happen sometimes. Humans are infallible. Pete Alonso absolutely shits on that pitch from Brent Hedrick. And unfortunately, he kind of hit it too high and too far. And if you look, I was watching this game live. I saw that live, and it did look foul, like towards the end there. It was like, okay. But then when you run it back in slow-mo, it does look like it may have been fair, but they did call it foul on the field. If you stop it right there, like it is well inside of the pole there, so it looks like a homer. But there wasn't conclusive evidence to overturn the call, so it was ruled a foul ball, and ball don't lie. He then struck out on the next pitch.
Okay, and everybody says, doesn't matter. Yankees would have won anyways if this counts because it was 5-3 or no?
No, I don't know about that, because if he would have hit that home run, it would have been 4-3 Orioles going into the 8th inning. So it was a massive, absolutely massive moment in the game. There's no two ways about it, because then in the next inning, the Yankees went on to score 2 runs and took a 5-3 lead, and then ended up winning the game.
A little momentum changer, we're saying.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Can't have it. We've seen the review and challenge room for MLB. It is very, very, involved. Very high tech. They got a lot of systems in place. Whenever some stuff happens, I do wonder how. Like, in baseball, is it the same as football? If it's over the upright, they have to guess whether or not it would have happened? Or if it's over the upright, is it good? Is it no good?
Usually that's a homer.
Yeah.
Because if it hits the dong, it's a homer.
Yeah. But I think, it was weird because in one of those angles, it looks like it is, well foul, several feet to the left. But then, this one, so obviously they did not use this angle.
But that's where we've been in that room where they have all the angles.
But and I don't know if that is one that they don't typically use, if that was a different, I don't know, because I feel like this is a pretty easy one to not mess up. But again, this is one of those things too where if they call this a home run on the field initially, then it probably doesn't get overturned, but he called it a foul ball.
Okay, we have an even different angle here. Bruce just found on the internet. Let's see if this one changes. Oh, this is where's this from? This is from down home plate line.
See?
There's.
Oh, go back.
Dude, that one looks well.
But where's the pole? And when's it go past or when's it behind?
The ump's staring right down the line.
Did it hook around it? So maybe the angle in which we saw it, maybe we overreacted there. Maybe the replay folks in that room actually had different shots.
Well, that's what I was saying. Live watching it, I was like, oh shit, that's definitely gone upper deck. But then, when you actually see it come down, it looked like it was 40 feet left of the foul pole. So I was like, oh, okay, that's a foul ball.
I mean, that still looks like a home run to me, but but I'm a field goal kicker who would give that to obviously a kicker if he could. If it's allowed to be over top of that thing and hit it, it feels like that's still a home run. But I can see how this angle is a little bit different view than the other one.
Right. And I think it's kind of similar to, stuff in the NFL where they make a call on the field, and then for whatever reason, it's just not conclusive enough to overturn it. You could argue it either way, but if he calls that a homer, it stays a homer because he didn't call it a homer. It's not a homer, and then Pete Alonso was so fucking pissed, rightfully so. He's so pissed, and then you knew they had no chance of getting a hit, getting on base. Just terrible swing on the outside corner pitch, and he strikes out. He's bitching at the ump as he walks back in, and that was all she wrote. There was no way the Yankees were losing after
How's
that.
Baltimore this year?
Not good.
Okay.
Not good. Well, I shouldn't say that because the American League is really shitty, and they're actually kind of clawing back, and they're somewhat close to getting the last wild card spot. But they had very very high hopes going into this year. They have a lot of young talent, and that was a massive move. Pete Alonso not re-signing with the Mets and going with the Orioles. I think anticipating that like they might kind of be on the start of making a run this year, and they've been very disappointing.
I'm bummed out to hear that about the Baltimore Orioles. You see the Baltimore Ravens? They're riding roller coasters.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Mall of America.
That's fun.
Yeah, they're having a good time out at the Mall of America. I appreciate that it was Jacoby Lane, Zay Flowers, Lamar Jackson. Jacoby Lane, obviously new to the team, could be a massive weapon for them. They're out there at Mall of America riding on a roller coaster. See, bringing people together, little camaraderie. I like what roller coasters are doing. I like that the Ravens are doing this. I like them to win the AFC North because of this.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
I know it's not a good roller coaster if you can hold your phone the entire time on it.
Don't. Come on. Mall of America's awesome.
But
the only time Mall of America is awesome is if you're rollerblading through the entire thing with your hockey team.
Yeah, but where did they go?
There's a couple whoop-de-woos on this thing in Mall of America, I'm realizing right now. I think we should maybe compliment whoever's... Is it Lamar with the camera?
It's his Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we should just understand that Lamar is able to hold the camera.
Got big hands.
Good grip strength, yeah.
Because I think they have a couple whoop-de-woos there,
They
if
do.
I'm not mistaken.
They do.
I've never been there.
Zay Flowers got his camera. We need a front view, too, Zay, if you can get this.
I think they all put out a video, to be honest.
Okay, hold on, because here in a second, you'll see a whoop-de-woo, it looks like. I'll tell you to pause when you can't keep it on. Yeah, was there a whoop? There's a whoop-de-woo.
Yeah,
This is
there's
definitely a twisty
type deal.
I believe there's two whoop
Right there. Go back, go back.
There is.
Go back,
Multiple whoop-de-woos.
Go back a little bit. Right over there. Boom, pause. What's that? That's that thing in the middle. Go ahead.
Yeah,
a little slow. There's a couple whoop-de-woos
There
over
it
there.
is.
Yeah. That's a different part than this part, though. So it looks like they do
I believe
that.
there are two whoop-de-woos, yeah.
Wow. Mall of America
In a
inside?
mall.
Two
Oh, yeah.
whoop-de-woos?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You ever seen it?
That's cool.
I mean, it was top tier when it used to be Camp Snoopy, and then they changed it to like Nickelodeon World. But Mall of America has one of the premier log rides in America.
Log ride inside?
Yeah. Fucking awesome.
Into water?
Yes.
Like the log jammer?
It's a fully functional amusement park that is on the entire second floor of Mall of America. In the basement's the aquarium.
Yeah, but when we say amusement park, I immediately go to,
Yeah, Kennywood, sure. No, there's like probably 6 roller coasters. They have like the
What?
Star. Yeah, it's massive. It's a big deal. A lot of people in the Midwest, that is like I'd say that's a very popular vacation destination in the summer.
I had no idea the Mall of America was throwing that type of heat.
Oh yeah, it's the biggest mall in the world.
Okay, I'd like to go check that out. I'd like to go do the whole whoop-de-woo roller coasters. Is this Super Swings?
That's Jacoby Lenny went live.
Oh, he's live from that?
Yeah.
Oh.
I love these guys. I like the
Cube
Ravens even
Central.
more now, yeah. I like that the team's hanging. I didn't know Mall of America was doing it like that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, congrats, Mall of America. I like
Respect.
that. I like that. A lot of respect.
I didn't know that until I saw the Ducks rollerblading through it.
Yeah, I think I remember them rollerblading through. I don't remember there
Or
being
maybe it was Team USA at that point, right?
6 roller coasters.
No, they would have
Academy?
been. They would have been Eden Hall Academy at that
Okay.
point. They do go pick up Averman, who works at the movie theater at Mall of America
That's right.
too. But
What a great movie.
yeah,
Z.
yeah, movies. Yeah, trilogy.
All right, let's get the hell out of here. I think we hit everything we need to hit. Sidney Crosby's renegotiating.
Shout out.
He's going to play till he's 50 with the Pittsburgh Penguins. Stanley Cup's coming back to Pittsburgh, brother. Sorry about it.
Probably.
Columbus Blue Jackets, I think they're folding, right? Are they no longer having a team, or do they have a team still?
Yeah.
No, I think they're done.
Squad.
They have a team?
Yeah. They got Adam Wierenski.
Got
gold
uniforms and
medalist.
everything.
Okay.
They got Morensky.
Wierenski.
Wierenski.
Olympic.
But
hero.
both gold medalists.
Name is Zach.
Zach Wierenski.
Related to
Go
Gabe?
Bees, bitch.
Is he related to Gabe? Is that what we're?
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Morency?
Yeah,
Is that what you guys are?
Oh,
Adam
he had a
Morensky.
big show.
What's that, AJ?
Gabe had a big show at a public outing the other night. I saw him go post a great video. He was juiced.
Montreal.
I love that.
Yeah.
Fucking 25 years of sports rage, motherfucker.
Congrats to him for all of them.
Peace.
He was ahead of his time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love sports rage, dude. Gabe makes me laugh.
Yeah.
He's got an interesting ex, but yeah, for the most part.
X account.
Yeah.
X account, okay, yeah. Interesting Twitter X account.
Sure.
Not like his ex.
No, he's married.
Of course, and we're happy for him.
Yeah.
For
His,
that.
Vegetable
his wife's
lasagna.
friends ate all the vegetable lasagna. He'll never forget it.
All right. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice about change your life. Gabe, we're happy as hell for you, brother.
Yeah, Gabe.
Gabe's been going to bat for me publicly, and I know that's been tough for Gabe, I'd assume. But I am worried about the...
Yeah, his wife's friends are still fucking pissed about all the vegetable lasagna being gobbled up at his wedding. Like, it's
So he ate it? Who ate it? The friends?
Well, I don't even think they got the opportunity to.
Oh, it's gone.
Yeah, exactly. Buffet style.
18
vegetable
months, but it
lasagna was
finally made air.
unbelievable. Yeah, it got gobbled up, and let's just say some people haven't forgotten.
Certainly not you.
Yeah, no.
Or Guppy.
No, definitely not.
Never will.
We'd like to get to the bottom of that. It sounds
Yeah,
like.
I agree.
But never will.
Thank all of you for allowing us to do this for a living. You're the greatest. We'll see you tomorrow. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change your life. Hey, let's win this team ride tonight.
Hell yeah.
Here we go.
Yep.
Team on me, team on three for the good of sport, baby. 1, 2, 3,
Team.
Goodbye.